Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. It is match day. We are live before, during and after as Leicester City go to Brentford. Can we make it 3 wins in the space of 8 days? Let's hope so. We want your views. We want your comments in today's match day live.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, indeed, we will get the team news. In fact, it's in. It is Leicester's team to play today is Schmeichel, Sayuncu, Evans, Amati, Ricardo Pereira, Sumeri, Tielemans, Castagna, Madison, Vardy, and Iheanacho. Daka does not make the team. I guess that is what a lot of people wanted to know. Would Daka make the team? Let's get that team news in. It is there. It's scrolling across the bottom right in front of your very eyes there. I want your views. I want your comments on today's team news. Mark Albrighton is out for 3 or 4 weeks, as well as Ndidi, James, the rest of them. So get your views in. Let us know what you think. I'm going to go straight away to Jack, who is live outside the ground for us, Jack, today. Jack, there is the team news. I don't know if you've seen that. Schmeichel, Sayuncu, Evans, Amati, Pereira, Sumeri, Tielemans, Castagna, Madison, Vardy, and Iheanacho. What's your view on it, Jack?
Welcome everybody to the Brentford Community Stadium here in West London as Leicester City take on Brentford. Same team again, very consistent by Brendan. He's kept the same team what played Manchester United, that beat Manchester United comfortably 4-2 and well deserved. He made the changes on Wednesday night in the Europa League, which seen a magician wipe away Spartak Moscow in a win, and his name is Patson Daka, the Zambian star. He doesn't start today, which is a shame, but you can't start 2 like-for-like players, can you, in Vardy and Daka?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of fans will be interested about Daka. You know, obviously played well. Carlos, let's get a few comments in here. Carlos says, good afternoon, 3-1 to Leicester. Don't forget, get as many comments as in, and myself, Jack, whoever's on, will react to it. Jeffrey says, going to be hard game, but I feel 2-1 to Leicester today. Jack, I really fancy us today. I really, really fancy us. I think it's been a good week for us. What's your take on it today?
It's a very difficult team to beat, Brentford. They played well in every game this season coming up to the Premier League. Thomas Frank's got his side very well drilled. Embuemo scoring goals, Ivan Toney's scoring goals, Carlos is scoring goals. Then be the main threat for Brentford today. And if Leicester can defend them and actually defend well today and get that ball in the back of the net and not make any mistakes, then I think we'll beat Brentford today. But you can't get too consistent with Brentford. They're a very good side. You can't write them off. And they're doing well in the Premier League so far. So I'm expecting a very tough game today, Phil.
Indeed, Jack. I'm just putting the subs on the bottom. We've got Ward, Bertrand, Vestergaard, Dewsbury Hall, Chowdhury, Barnes, Perez, Lookman, Daka. We've just touched on Daka there. I'm sure we'll come back onto him. Harvey Barnes, Jack. He's sort of been dropped for a bit of off form on the subs bench again today. What's your take on Harvey Barnes?
Harvey's a difficult one, Phil. He's not long come back from injury. That injury last season against Arsenal, it was a serious injury. I don't think he's very up to speed with the fitness side of the game yet. And he's not the Harvey Barnes we've seen before he got injured. It's going to take him a long time to do that. But patience, you know, it can wear thin. And I think Harvey needs to work hard to get back in that team again. And hopefully will in the near future in the games.
I mean, back to the starting side there. The back lineup there: Sayuncu and Evans, Amati, Pereira and Castagna. 5 at the back. Do you think, Jack?
Yeah, you could say 3 at the back. You could say 3-5-1-2. You know, it's how Brendan wants to play it. I mean, Ricardo and Castagna were fantastic against Man United. They got up and down the wings. They got back. They defended well. I believe Johnny Evans, Daniel Amati, Kaglos Yunchu, they were a fantastic trio, the Three Musketeers last game. They took the fight to Manchester United and kept out a certain Cristiano Ronaldo.
Carlos says here, Jack, he's saying, where's Lookman gone? He is on the bench. Lookman had a couple of decent games and has dropped away maybe onto the bench.
I think it's all down to performance, isn't it? Lookman has been fantastic since coming in. He's answered his critics very well, including myself. I mean, Brendan Rodgers has got a lot of players to play with. So it's difficult for Brendan Rodgers. He can't pick everybody. You can't have 12 men in a team. You can only have 11. So, you know, he's got to pick a team what he feels is going to go and win any game in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Jack. And Carlos, I think hopefully that answers you. I mean, we are battling on. I mean, again, it's Brighton in the League Cup on Wednesday and then Arsenal on Saturday. So it's a busy schedule, Jack, and he has got to juggle the players around. And when we're playing well, like we have done the last 2 games, I think that's the way to do it. Chester Leicester on YouTube says, we are not getting a clean sheet. We will concede first, though, Tony penalty and win 2-1 in the end. Vardy and Daka when he is subbed on. Jack, I sort of agree with Chester, and somebody else said a lot of people, Sunderx is saying 2-5 Leicester win. I am fancying there might be some goals again today.
Do you know what? How Leicester's been playing at the minute, Phil. You know, we let 2 past us against Man United. We had 6 goals in that game. Last game in Moscow, 7-goal thriller. Will it be an 8-goal thriller this game? You know, will Leicester go and win 5-3 or something like that? We don't know. It's how Leicester City turn up. And if Leicester City can go and defend well and keep out a certain Mr. Ivan Toney and Embuemo and that, but apart from that, Brentford have got a very good side. They're very constructed well. Thomas Frank, credit to him. He's done wonders with Brentford and they've rightfully come up to the Premier League after 70-odd years. And I really think we can't underestimate them today. We've got to attack them, win that midfield battle and score them goals in our end and not let them score in ours.
Indeed. Emmanuel says we need Lookman. He's a quality player. Wayne says it's going to be a lot tighter this time against them. I've just put the link out there. If anybody wants to click on the link and join me, click on that link and you can come and give us your views before the match, during the match or after the match. So do that, please, in there. Sonderix, watching on YouTube, says we've scored 8, conceded 5. Let's end today as a scored 13, conceded 7. I mean, crikey, that would be some going in there. Chris says there's going to have the crowd behind them today. The crowd down there at the Brentford, the new ground down there, Jack, it does seem on the TV from what we've seen as though they make a heck of a noise in that stadium.
Yeah, they do. They get behind their team from the first minute till the last. And Thomas Frank, you know, he gets involved as well. He gets them fans up on their feet. He wants an atmosphere and he gets an atmosphere at Brentford. If they're playing well, they're going to get an atmosphere, aren't they? But if they're not playing well, then they're going to be quiet, aren't they? So let's hope Leicester can get that first goal today and really get out to them and attack on that. And them away fans today who's travelled down to Brentford, credit to every Leicester fan today who's travelled. You know, they're going to be loud, really loud today. Away games, you know, you get a really loud atmosphere from the away fans. So hopefully we can continue that today. And credit to them 25 Leicester fans who travelled out to Moscow.
Yeah, indeed. Matty Bond says, Matty, feel free to come on today if you want to give us your views. Same for anybody there. He says, busy schedule, squad rotation is going to be important, which of course it is in there. Sondrix says, midfield battle with Sumere. It's a tad unfair in his opinion. He's a cheat code. Sumere has looked decent, Jack.
Yeah, he's looked very decent. He's a box-to-box midfielder, I believe I've been told. Him and Yuri Tillemans, fantastic against Man United and did a fantastic job against Moscow. He won up there for man of the match. Samare, he's doing Wilfred Ndidi proud in that position. Wilfred Ndidi will take the ball from you. It's Babakary Samare will take the ball from you. Samare is comfortable on the ball. And he's got to take a hell of a player to get it off him because he's strong, he's powerful, and it's like the ball's his and nobody else's. So, you know, he's not sharing with anybody apart from the Leicester players today.
Ben says here, he says, I'm going to be straight out, guys. Whoever saying this is a walk in the park it's not. It's going to be a tough one. 2-1 match, he goes on to say. Need the away fans to make a lot more noise than the home fans. It's not going to be easy today, Jack, is it?
No, it's going to be a very difficult game. Brentford are well drilled, like I said. They're rightfully got the points. I mean, if you look to them against Chelsea, Edouard Mendy kept Chelsea in it. They could have gone and won that. They had Liverpool in not long ago. If Ivan Toney won offside, Brentford would have got all 3 points. They've lost narrowly to Brighton. You know, Brentford have performed fantastically well. They've adapted to the Premier League well, and credit to Brentford as a team. And as a Brentford fan, you'd really want that to carry on. And I think really Brentford are going to stay up this season. That's my prediction.
Indeed, Jack. Is there many Leicester fans down there outside the ground yet with about 45 minutes to kick off?
Yeah, there's Leicester fans now walking in. Obviously, they're going to take the seats now. There's going to be quite a lot in the ground, so it's going to be loud and hopefully a very exciting encounter.
Chris says here, Jack, I'm hoping Madders has another good game as he has had in the past 2 games. We need Maddison on form, don't we? We don't need the guy who was stropping around for a few games there. We need him like he has played.
Yeah, James Maddison against Man United. It was James Maddison, what we know we can have at Leicester City. His main focus was his football, and he did exactly that. It's the James Maddison we know he can be. Spartak Moscow, what a player he was. He folded Spartak Moscow up and, you know, like cardboard. He done exactly that. Look at the passes to Daka, them assists. You know, James Maddison, that's him. You know, we want to see more of that James Maddison, and hopefully today we'll see that.
Indeed, Jack. Listen, mate, I'm going to let you go in a minute. It'd be great if you can join us again from inside the ground. See if you can do that.
I'll have a look.
See if you can get the signal in there. It'd be great. Obviously,
will do.
In case we don't get hold of you, Jack, what's your score prediction today?
3-1 Leicester. Ivan Toney to score for Brentford. I'm going to go Vardy, Iheanacho and Patson Daka off the bench.
Brilliant, Jack. All right, join us back if you can, hopefully, from inside the ground, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, pleasure. See you later, guys. Enjoy the game, and come on, Leicester.
Thanks, Jack. He's going to go in. We'll see if we can catch up with him in a minute. I'm going to get a few comments on, and then I know Ross has joined us, so's Matty, so's Sean, so I will get you all on very, very shortly. And don't forget, Elijah's going to be live all the way through the match, giving you the watch-along, and I'll be back at half-time and full-time. Hayden says, today is going to be a tough game today for us. They drew 3-3 with Liverpool and only lost 1-0 to Chelsea, so there should be goals today. Prediction is 4-3. Hayden, I tell you what I think is a lot of teams come up from the Championship and do quite well. And Brentford seem to be, there's always a team every season do well, but then you get to this sort of time, you get to October, November, and it does start to get a bit tougher for them. And I just feel that could be what's happening to Brentford. And I feel if we're in good form today, I do think we are going to turn them over today. Stephen says, how does Daka get into that side? I think he's breaking into it slowly, Stephen. Obviously, he's probably going to play against Brighton on Wednesday. And then we've got Arsenal on Saturday. It's a busy, busy time for us. Let's add in Ross, and then I'm going to add Matty in. Ross, good afternoon.
Well, afternoon.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm a bit tired and that, but looking forward to the game today.
Hopefully the match today will give you a bit more energy then, Ross.
It does, yeah. It does, yeah. No, it's a tough game. Obviously, you know, Brentford's going to be tougher than Man U. I've said that. I think it will. You know, it's the first time we played him in the top division. Because last time we played him is in the FA Cup twice, so it'll be a lot different. Obviously, we're going to look out for Tony and other players. So yeah, look forward to it today. It'll be tough and hopefully be a good game. And hopefully, it's not on Sky, but so they'll hopefully Sky regret not putting us on. We'll give them a good bashing.
Ross, a lot of people talking about Daka and Lookman. He's got to rotate, hasn't he, though? He can't have Daka playing in Moscow on Wednesday and then we've got Brighton, we've got Arsenal, we've got today. He's got to pick around how he plays Jamie Vardy and Daka, hasn't he?
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, they've got to come in slowly, Daka. I mean, I know he's only got 5 goals in the last 2 games. Not many, no. But, you know, I think maybe Wednesday. I mean, I looked at fixture, and it's that fixture on the Wednesday, the 27th of October, is a day that I don't think we should be playing on that day, if all Leicester City fans know for the wrong reasons.
This Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, you're obviously referring to the Vichai
And
helicopter.
it's like I don't, in my opinion, I don't think we should be playing on that day. But the fixtures have been put out. I mean, other clubs have had over years where they've requested not to play on that day and they've changed it. Like
I think it's a way though, Ross, isn't it, for us to all gather in a way and remember.
It is. I get that. I get that. I understand that. I'm not just. It's just obviously, it's an anniversary and it's one of them. Obviously, hopefully we'll go out and beat Brighton. I'm not saying at all. It's a bit strange that it's going to be on that day. Very emotional that day as well. But predictions today. I think I said it on Jamie's show the other day. I think 2-1 Leicester. I think they're a good side. They'll probably score from a set piece. Brentford. Probably that Tone of the Tiger will probably get a goal or something. He's very, very, very good player. And I tell you what, someone's put Ross isn't eating. Are you okay? Now I'm having some food in a bit. No, I think Leicester will win 2-1. I think Vardy will get one. If he scores again, five consecutive games, he could be on one of them runs again. Who knows?
Ross, isn't somebody else in the Premier League on a run? Is it Mo Salah was on a run? I don't know if it's changed.
I don't know.
Thought somebody was eight goals in 8 games, but
I'm gonna have to Google this, so I'll have to Google it in a bit. But obviously he's on 4-4. Who knows? Imagine if he breaks his own record, because the all-time record is 12. In years like since the World War and stuff like that, it's 12. Someone called Jimmy Dunn or something from Sheffield United, like the all-time record. So I hopefully can break the whole-time record, but. To answer your question, Stephen, yes, I think we will 2-1 Vardy, and I think if Daka comes on, hopefully he does. The tactics like he did against Manchester United, bring on a striker for a striker, or bring on a midfielder for a midfielder, not like Palace.
Yeah,
so I was reading that. I get that. I understand that, but obviously there's another side of it. If we did request to not play, I think they would have said, yeah, that's fine anyway. But the fixtures are going to got Arsenal on this next Saturday. That's true.
Records are there to be broken.
That is to be. I'm going to say 2-1 Daka and Vardy. I think tough game today. Good atmosphere, Brentford, from what I've seen on telly and stuff. So we're not to be intimidated. And hopefully we get it. It's only 16,000 that ground, but it sounds like a 50,000 capacity with our fans. So I'm going to say 2-1. Charlie's gone for 2-1 as well. He's downstairs a minute. 2-1. Daka. He's gone for Daka and Vardy. As well.
Yeah, it's going to be. I definitely fancy goals today, Ross. I really do fancy goals, and I do feel we're going to come out on top.
I think we will. Again, Brentford will be tougher than Man U. I think obviously they're going out against the big boys. Obviously, they classes as the big boys. I hope they do. They've only just lost 1-0 to Chelsea. How they didn't score in that game was mad. Drew with the former champions of Liverpool. They destroyed Arsenal. So. It's one of them. They're a good side, and on paper we should win this, but nothing ever goes right for Leicester. And when it says on paper, it's the Leicester way, which is why we love being a Leicester City fan.
Yeah, and Ross, what do you think to the setup? Do you think it is 5 at the back, 3 at the back?
I think it's the same as Man U. Ricardo and Castagna on the wing, like right wing backs and stuff. So I'm looking at it now. Looking here. It looks like they've gone 3 at the back. Yeah, Cags, his dad. Oh, sorry, Johnny Evans, Daniel Amate, and then you've obviously Ricardo and Castagna on the wingers, Tielemans and Sumar in the middle, Maddison playing as the cam, and then you've got Inacho and Vardy up front. So it looks the same. I mean, their team, they're set up. They're doing 3 at the back as well. Looking at it, I think they've gone more or less the same formation, except they've got 3 in the midfield and not 2, and. So they're more or less. I think they're going to try and mash us today. But let's just hope we don't play it from the back again. Because there wasn't as much playing from the back against Man U, a little bit, but not as it was so much less than what we've been used to seeing. Yeah. So again, very tough game today. Obviously, we can't be too disappointed if they come out and they get a result or anything. We can't. It depends on how the game's gone, really. It's how it's gone, like a VAR or a red card or whatever. So I think. 2-1, and hopefully we keep these wins back on, keep these wins going into emotional day on Wednesday, and then go into Arsenal, and then Leeds, then Chelsea. So these fixtures are coming thick and fast. Oh, sorry, the Europa League as well. Sorry, my apologies. the Europa League match as well, which I'm going to. I'm gonna go a ticket. Sparta Moscow.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
Well, we'll see you there, Ross. Listen, I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna get head off anyway. So
join us back shortly.
Yeah, see you later, lad.
Cheers, Ross. Thank you for that. I'm going to get a few comments in. Then I've got Matty and I think Jack's trying to join back again. And Sean, don't worry, I will get you in. Let's get a few comments in. James says 4-1 to City, going for it. Just put a bet on it. Going for that in his score lines. I've just shared again the link to see if anybody else wants to come on. Don't forget, there's the link. Click on it and come on it. Sonderix says to Elijah, he's chatting with on YouTube, who's going to be doing the watch along, says we're playing a 3-5-2 as well. Gareth is going for a 2-1 to Leicester, I assume there. Elijah is saying, I've added lineups and formations to the stream. You can put them up. He's giving me some information. Thank you there. Let's get that up there. Elijah's chatting to me. Let's see if I can find his graphics. Good lad. He's put them in there. Well done. He has done it. So that is his Elijah, who's going to be coming on very shortly. That's his setup as he sees it, with Sounkou, Evans and Amati at the back, Samari and Tielemans in the middle with Maddison, and then Vardy, Nacho, Pereira and Castagna to the sides. Let's get Matty in as well. I'm going to add Matty in to the stream. Matty, what do you think to that lineup there? Do you think that's how we'll play?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably think it's 5 at the back, personally, with the 2 wing backs running forward. Whatever way you play it, you know, it's the same. Yeah, it's a good lineup. Nothing's broken, so it's not changed. Yeah, very happy with that. And of course, Johnny Evans at the back makes us more solid and sticks the whole thing together, doesn't he?
He really does, doesn't he? I'm again going back to that lineup there. Johnny Evans, it feels like it's a massive miss without him there at the moment, because Sounkou and Amati look twice the players when Johnny Evans is in there. So
yeah, but didn't also everyone who plays with Johnny Evans looks twice the player, don't they? We sold last week. We sold a certain player who played last week. He looked twice the player when Johnny Evans played next to him, didn't he?
I know Harry Maguire was coming back from injury, Matty, but he did look
rubbish. He was crap. He was crap, wasn't he? He was awful. So thank you very much. But
yeah. Well, obviously I want him to do well for England when he's there, but he didn't do well. Just quickly, Matty, we're going to have a quick look now. I'm going to pull up the Brentford team on screen there. They've played ever so well coming up from the Championship. They seem like they've got that momentum that they brought with them in that. Ivan Toney, number 17, up top for them, is a player, Matty, I know I was talking about in the summer and last January, even the summer before. I thought we should go in for Toney. Yeah. We didn't. Is he their big guy to watch?
Yeah, I remember before. He's been one of your players for a while, and yeah, he's a danger man, isn't he? He's in great form. The whole team are in great form. Every game for Brentford at the moment is a cup final. I've said it before, and they're very, very typical of a team who have come up. It has been mentioned earlier in the show. There's a team every season like Leeds, like Sheffield United. That every time they play, it doesn't matter who they're playing. Every game's tough in the Premier League, but they're playing against the Liverpools. They were unlucky. I thought they should have got all 3 points against Chelsea last weekend. But every game they're up for it. But life is going to get tough for them. There's no doubt about that. They're not a Liverpool. They're not a Chelsea. And we are on a roll now. I think we've turned the tide. I think, just listening in something else you said about Dakar earlier, I think Brendan has managed him really, really well. You can't just take a man and throw him into every starting line of the Premier League. He would have been destroyed, absolutely destroyed. But he's got his confidence. He's playing well, 4 goals in the week, and he's going to gradually include him into the squad. He's very, very similar to Vardy, isn't he? So you like for like players. Vardy's not going to be with us forever. And we found ourselves an ideal replacement, and he's just creeping him into the squad gradually. I think he's doing really well. Hopefully he'll come on today as a sub, and if he doesn't score, hopefully he plays really well. But I'm really confident today, Phil. I am. I think we're on a roll, and I think we're going to see. An exciting game with plenty of goals today.
I'm with you as well, Matty, today. There is some games you go into it, and I just think, I know Brentford are playing well. I think that will suit us. I think it will suit us that they'll come and have a bit of a go at us. Their crowd will expect that. They'll want again. Like Jack said, we will they'll be enjoying having Leicester, one of the bigger sides now, come down to what they've been used to over the last 50 years. You know,
they ain't going to turn up today wanting a 0-0 draw. And teams that turn up and play Leicester that want a 0-0 draw normally is, or a bad result for us. They're going to have a go. And you know what we're like when teams have a go to us? It opens up space. It opens up space for the likes of Vardy to run onto, you know. So I think we're going to have a cracker today myself. I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, I'm with you, Matty. Let's get your score predictions. I've got Jamie from the Foxes coming on in a minute, and Sean, and two Seans to come on. So, Matty, before I let you go, thanks for joining us, as ever. What is your score prediction?
I'm going 3-1. I think Jack said 3-1, and it sounds like I'm copying, but I thought this morning 3-1 today. I think I'm not going for a Dakar. I think he might come on and play well. I'm going for two for Vardy and one for Nacho today. I think Vardy's going to have an absolute worldie today. To get us all excited.
Fantastic. Thanks, Matty. Great to see you again. Thanks for joining us. We'll speak to you later.
That's great, Phil. See you later,
Cheers,
mate.
Great to have Matty come on. Going to get a few comments on, then I'm going to get Jamie on, and then don't worry, Sean Sarson, you will come on, and Sean Winters will get you both on as well. James says he was on about signing Ivan Toney as well. I think he's going to score today against us. I honestly do. I think they're going to score 2 or 3. I just got a feeling we might score 4 today. I don't know what it is. Scott says, I'm glad Evans is back. We need that strong leader in the back. Somebody else put a comment up there is Steve Shepherd said, when JJ and Fofana get back, we'll have a cracking defensive group, which is absolutely true. But in that meantime, I'm with Scott when he says, I'm glad Evans is back. Hayden, watching on YouTube, says, come on, you Foxes. Scott is going for a score prediction 4-1. Lee says, Tielemans' first goal. Tielemans look better. Let's get Jamie in from the Foxes' arms all the way out there in, I'm going to say sunny Spain, but I can see him waiting in the back room. It doesn't look very sunny.
It is sunny, but it's a little bit cold today. Look, there you go. Look, it is sunny.
Oh, it is sunny.
But yeah, it's just a little bit cold. There's a wind blowing as well, so I've just come outside to do it. But yes, how are you, Phil? How are you? You good?
Yeah, really good. Thanks for a great show this morning, Jamie. Your aftermath show, which is turning into a pre-match show. Let's be honest.
It is at the minute. It will be for the next few weeks, won't it, with the amount of games we've got on Sundays? But who cares? It's football, isn't it? It's football with fans in the ground, Phil. That's what makes a huge difference nowadays.
Rob says here, he says, literally, Rob McFarlane says, hard game today, Jamie.
It is a hard game today, but I don't know whether you know, we're on a winning run of 4 games against newly promoted teams. So we've won the last 4 games against newly promoted teams. Brentford haven't beat us since 19. Go on. Brentford haven't beat us since 1953.
Oh,
that's how long.
You've just put the kiss of death on it now, mate.
I know, but I'm just these records. We've already played them though. We've only played them 4 times since then, so it's not really a record to brag about, is it?
I think another record I know is I think we've beat them away the last 5 times on the trot or something.
Yes, we have. That's another one. Yeah.
Scott's calling you out. Scott's calling you out, Jamie, saying you've just jinxed it, mate.
Mr. Statsman, you know that. You know I love a good stat. But yeah, good team. I didn't expect anything else really today, Phil. I thought it'd be the same as the Man U. Johnny Evans, 3 games in 8 days. Is he pushing himself a bit too much? Don't think he'll play against Brighton on Wednesday night, but it's nice to see Johnny Evans back. He's what glues everything together at the back, isn't he? It makes it more solid at the back. Big Dan Amarte, he's won 6 out of his 10 games he started. So he keeps his record going. I know he's not the most favourite player for everyone, but I like Big Dan at the back. He does nothing wrong, really. I know he hasn't got the best first touch, but most defenders haven't got a decent touch, have they? So glad to see Big Dan still in there. And Mr. Soyuncu.
Jamie, I'm with you. Amarte, I just before he had a massive injury, which took him out for a long, long time, didn't it? But up until that, he was getting settled in, and I was liking what I was seeing with Daniel Amarte. And again, I like what I see now with him. He just, for me, bit with Soyuncu is the minute you take Johnny Evans away from the pair of them, it's like their heads wobble. It's like they're like got nobody to control them.
No, true. That's it does make a change that having Johnny Evans in there, fit Johnny Evans, makes a huge difference with the last 2 games as well. The Man U game and the Spartak Moscow game. It made I know we conceded goals, but they were like sloppy mistakes we conceded. Just cut them out and we'll be fine. But the rest of the time, you could see Johnny Evans marshalling the defence, which is just what we needed, I think, to be honest. That's what we've lost. That's what we've missed the last 10 games. However many games he's missed. I can't remember how many games he's missed at the minute.
I think James Taylor says here, it's that team spirit, the look of the way they are with each other that makes me so confident. The players look happy and confident it's going to be a good season. I think I totally agree with James. It's been a funny one. We couldn't put a finger on it. I know literally 10 days ago, Jamie, we were all chatting about what's going on. And then we've had a great win against Man United and a really good win away, a long way away in Moscow. But that, maybe we're making too much of it, but that team spirit did look like it's back again.
It certainly did. Even Maddison, the last 2 games, he's looked a lot better, hasn't he? He got his first contribution, a goal or assist against Spartak Moscow, which gave him some confidence. But yeah, we needed that. And I think I wouldn't say he's back to his best, but he's getting there. He's coming back into fitness and that. Why doesn't Daka start? Oh, God. Why doesn't he? But yeah, you've got Jamie Vardy there. The 2 similar players. I said this morning, they're far too similar players. But wouldn't it be nice, though, Phil, if you had Nacho as number 10 behind Daka and Vardy? That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, Elijah's put the team sheet up for Leicester there. I don't think that Vardy and Nacho will play deeper, won't he, than Jamie Vardy there?
Yes.
I would imagine.
Yes. Oh, yeah, but they're cracking foil, isn't they? Both of them, Vardy and Nacho, cracking foil, work off each other so well. Seem to have got a partnership going, even though, I mean, it's only the last few weeks they've played regularly together compared to last year. But yeah, I think they work perfectly well together, to be honest.
And somebody put in the comments earlier, they said Iheanacho's starting to become the regular player week in, week out, and then alternating Daka with him and maybe Vardy with him. Maybe that is the plan going forward.
Does that remind you of somebody from 2015-16, Phil? Shinzi?
Yeah, Okazaki.
Doing the same kind of job?
Yeah. Well, I said this a while ago. Iheanacho, I mean, he's weighed in with goals. Shinji Okazaki obviously was the glue we always used to say in there, but didn't weigh in with many goals. But Iheanacho's, he's got he's got goals to add to his game as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. He scored 42 goals for Leicester so far. Not bad.
Jono, who often joins us, feel free to come on, Jono, says, I think Brendan's kicked a few butts in the break. He did say he'd been working hard in that break, didn't he?
Yeah, we didn't have that many went away, did we, this time? So he had a bit more to... Oh, hello, Dag, my Norwegian fox. We didn't have that many internationals going away, did we? So we was able to work with the side a little bit better, didn't he? So that's probably helped. I don't think he's quite a teacup thrower, is he, Phil? To be honest, Brendan?
No, I don't think so. He's a bit more cultured than that. Sonderax on YouTube says Vardy and Daka are rotation players, so similar it makes no sense starting both. I would probably agree with him there that Vardy and Daka are too similar. I think you play one and bring the other one on, maybe.
Oh yeah, you can't. It'd be nice to see them all 3 together, but I can't see it ever happening, unfortunately, unless it's for the last 10 minutes to get 3 strikers on. But when there's Brendan Rodgers don't play with 2 strikers normally, let alone 3 strikers, so I can't see that ever happening.
Yeah, indeed. Steve says here, I know you'll agree with this, Jamie. Says fast start from Foxes, no flapping about at the back. We will flap about. I wouldn't like to call it flapping. It's called passing and controlling the game from the back. But I'm sure we will. We're not going to drop that. That is our style.
Don't you feel like we put ourselves under pressure though, Phil, by doing that? We're doing it against Spartak Moscow a bit too much, and he'll put ourselves under huge amounts of pressure at some time. Even against Man U, we still did it. It was just stopped, but we didn't do it as much though, did we? Soyuncu was trying to find cross-field balls, which he found. So yeah, it's not as much, but there's still a little bit of flapping. Like who did he say? Who said that? Short name. I can't remember who said it now.
Yeah, I'll put it back on. Hang on.
But, yeah, can't remember who said it now.
I'm trying to find it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah. We don't need to be flapping about too much.
No.
Steve Scott. That was it. I've seen it. Steve Scott.
It's one of those. I'm more confident about us playing out from the back, Jamie, when we've got Johnny Evans in there. There's too much when Johnny Evans isn't there. There's too much reliance on Soyuncu when he's not there, and he's like the third highest, or he was the third highest ball toucher in the whole Premier League, which for me is wrong that he's getting that many touches, because we need to get players with better, no offense to him, but better quality on the ball more. Rob says it's not flapping, it's fannying. I know what he means.
Well, it is. It's fannying about at the back, isn't it? Yeah, it's true. What Rob says, it's true. Another way of putting it, we part arse about too much at the back, if you want to be that way inclined.
Scott says he does miss the long balls to Vardy. I know we can't always do it, but we seem to have forgotten it works. I agree, Scott. I think you would as well, Jamie. It's there. It's ammunition, and we never seem to fire it.
Bit of Route 1 football. What's wrong with bit of Route 1 football now and again? Just kick it and lump it up the field. What's wrong with that? And get them to chase it. Don't happen anymore in football, does it, nowadays, unfortunately?
Again, Andy's here. A lot of fans are like looking at the team news and saying, surely Daka's earned a start today after 4 goals in midweek. He looked great alongside Nacho. But Jamie, Brighton on Wednesday, which I'd like us to do well in the League Cup. I think that is a cup that's there for us to win. With maybe not even at full speed, it's there. And then Arsenal on Saturday. Got to rotate.
I can't see Vardy playing on Wednesday night. Maybe on the subs bench just in case. It'd be Dako and Nacho that play there, I think. But yeah, Daka's got to get used to the speed of the Premiership and the speed of English football as well. European football, he's had a lot of games and goals in that competitions over the years with Salzburg. So yeah, he's got to get used to playing and coming on 20, 30 minutes here. He'll get his chance. There will be, we know Leicester's situation. There will be chances for him to
yeah, I'm just
see that comment you put. There will be chances for.
Go on.
There will be chances for Dakar to get in that team, so he's just got to bide his time and take his chance when he comes.
Yeah, again, at Jamie Vardy's age, there's every chance that he is going to pick up a knock or need a bit of resting from time to time. Michael, watching out in the States, says it's not pretty. Again, Michael, feel free to click on the link. I'll put it out there again for anybody who doesn't, who wants to come on, should I say. Willie Moyes, hi Willie, says, talking of Brendan giving players a bollocking, has he done the same with Maddison? Played better last week. Madder's definitely looking better, Jamie.
He is, like I just said. First contribution in 22 games on Wednesday against Spartak Moscow. So his confidence, and he looked better against Man U, and he looked better against Spartak Moscow. So yeah, his confidence will come back, and he'll get better and better and better.
Ruth's asking about Harvey Barnes. I think Barnes was a bit off form, to be fair with you, Jamie. I don't know what you think, and a bit of might do him like he's had Maddison on the bench. He might come back refreshed.
Well, like I said, if you take your chances, Barnes got injured last year. Nacho came in and scored a hatful of goals, didn't he? Because of injuries. So he's come in injuries, but there'll be a chance. There'll be a chance for Barnes to shine again. There won't be a problem there. It'd be good. Barnes probably needed a bit of a rest and a bit of a kick up the backside to say, "Oh, I am droppable." He might have thought, "I'm not droppable," but same as Madders, put him on the bench and he's thinking, "Whoa, probably I am droppable if I don't have a good few games." So hopefully Brendan is doing the right job for us.
Yeah, indeed. I'm going to just add Sean in for a bit of positivity, Jamie, while you're with us.
Yep.
Sean, this Sean, and then I'll get the other Sean in. Sean, how are you?
I'm fine, you?
Yes, good. Are you looking forward to today's game?
Yeah, of course. I am.
What's your predictions for today's game?
4-2.
4-2 to
good
Leicester.
Score. Good score.
Sean, to Leicester, 4-2.
Yeah.
Jamie, I think there's goals in it. I think Leicester are going to score 4 goals today.
Brentford are playing well. Yeah, Brentford are playing ever so well. Sorry to name drop, but I've been talking to Natalie Sawyer this week about it, and she's expecting a very good game with lots of goals in.
Jamie, where was she on your show this week?
She finished work and couldn't travel down, unfortunately.
Oh.
She didn't have a stable connection enough to do it. Unfortunately, she'd have loved to, but she couldn't get on.
She gave you the cold shoulder. Sean, who's going to score? She's trying to get rid of this guy. Sean, who's going to score the 4 goals?
Jamie Vardy, Nacho, and I think James Maddison.
Yep.
And Daka, if he comes on, and Dewsbury Hall might score.
Oh, we know you want Dewsbury Hall to come on and score the winner, don't we, Sean?
Yeah.
Come on then. Are you going to give us a massive come on, Leicester, before we let you go?
Come on, Leicester. Come on.
Good lad. Sean, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Sean. He's gone 4-2, Jamie. I definitely think goals. I think we'll let goals in as well today.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I think we will let goals in, unfortunately, and then hopefully it's the old as long as you score more goals than them, it doesn't matter how many let in, does it? Really, to be honest.
Jamie, are you all right to stick around for a little bit?
Not a problem. Let's see what Sean's got to say, shall we? The other Sean.
Let's
Is he back
Sean
on?
in, and then Jono's joined us. Sean, can you see us?
Well,
Sean,
I
your
can see, yeah.
Sean, your connection is really bad, and I really want to get you on because I know you talk a lot of sense. Can you try and log back in and see if you get a better connection? What a shame, because Sean has logged on a few times.
I've heard him speak before, yes, and he's pretty good, isn't he? Let's bring Jono in then instead.
Jono doesn't talk that much sense.
No, let's have the other side of it. Sense and nonsense.
Go on then, Jono. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to today. I want to see the momentum continue to build. I think we're going to get a result today. I think I agree with you guys. I think there's going to be goals in it. We're probably going to let a couple in, I think. But yeah, I think we could.
Yes. Everybody seems to think there's going to be at least one or two let in, Jono. Yeah,
I mean, that's what my head's saying. I mean, I really want us to look solid at the back today. I think we've got a chance with Evans back in the side. You know that maybe we can look a bit more solid, but Brentford are a good team, actually. I've watched a few of their games and they're solid. So I don't know how they're going to approach the game, whether Brentford will park the bus or allow us to try and come onto them a bit. But we'll see how it goes. But I think I really like I like the way that we could go forward these days. I think with Nacho and Vardy, I think in the team, I think we've got a great chance to score a bunch of goals today. So I'm going 3-2. I think a 3-2, but a convincing 3-2, if that makes sense.
I'm laughing because Steve is put in here 6-4 to the Foxes with 33 corners. It's got that feel, Jamie, of that game maybe today, hasn't it?
So it's Brentford have been attacking. They got a draw against Liverpool, didn't they? Was it 3-3? They lost to Chelsea. They were unlucky. They had that many chances. Brentford make chances. Let's just hope we can capitalise on the spaces at the back and play the old counter-attack football with a big lump upfield and catch them on the break a couple of times would be nice.
Lee says, Jono, clean sheet, please. I'm just not seeing a clean sheet today, but it'd be nice.
I'd love to see it, but I just can't see it at the moment. I think Brendan's got a lot of work to do with the back line, whether it be 3 or 4 at the back, whatever. I think he probably wants to play a 4 rather than a 3 eventually. But yeah, we just haven't got the right personnel at the moment, have we? I think Evans is still coming back to fitness, so whether he lasts the 90 minutes, debatable. But yeah, I mean, when Vestergaard comes on, I don't like to, get negative about our players, but when Vestergaard comes on, I really start, clenching.
Jamie, Wayne says here, they've had a week off helps them more than playing in midweek. Obviously, it was a long trip away to Moscow, but we did play Wednesday. Chelsea had the unlucky draw, I think, yesterday, playing at 12:30 on Saturday after they had Champions League, didn't they? I think so. We have at least had the earlier game
an extra
on the
day
Wednesday. Off. Yeah, but it's a long trip.
It gives us a bit of time. It's a long journey, isn't it? Yeah. Well, no, the private plane, isn't it? So, but yeah, it gives us an extra 24 hours instead of playing at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock on a Saturday. So we've had 24 hours extra to recover, which helps instead of like the normal Europa League Thursday, Sunday. So we've had an extra 24 hours. So that's not too bad. Hopefully, touch wood.
Jack says he thinks he saw me earlier near his house. Well, I'm sorry, I've been loitering around your house, Jack. Didn't mean to. Ruth says we need to get 2 goals in the first half and possibly bring in Dak for the last 30. 4-1 up to the Foxes. Jono, we've touched on Maddison. I want to just bring in some of the other players who are starting up. I'm going to put the team sheet up above you. I'd like you to just, what's your take on Castagna and Ricardo Pereira looking better back on the wings, which is where fans wanted to see them? Yeah.
Well, Ricky P's my favourite player. He's always going to be in the team for me. Brilliant when he's on when he's on song, which I think he is nowadays. I think he's well and truly past his injury. Castagna, I think he's better on the right than the left, isn't he? Generally speaking, but he can do a job there on the left. I think he's mobile, gets up and down. I think they're our best two fullbacks at the moment until James Justin's back and properly firing again. I'd probably put Justin in on the left eventually, but I like Castagna and Pereira should start every game for me. Brilliant. So yeah, I think I like the look of it. I think it gives it a nice balance. Although Castagna's probably better on the right, he can definitely do a job there. So I think I think he's ahead of Thomas, for instance, at the moment on the left, and Bertrand. I don't know what's happened to him. So I think it's a shame because he looked really good pre-season and he seems to have gone a little bit off the boil. So I think he needs to pull up his socks a little bit, I guess. And him and Vestergaard, really need to, start. I don't know what the word is, but
pulling the socks up.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, the jury's out, Jono, if they are the level of quality to progress. I don't see anything wrong with Bertrand or Vestergaard, but I think they're steady eddies. But if you try to keep up with the Joneses in the top six, you can see where teams are going. I'm not sure that keeps you up there.
They're definitely squad filler players, aren't they? They're people that can sit on the bench and you can bring them on and probably do a job for half an hour or so, but definitely not first teamers for me. Castagna being international, and same with Ricardo. I think they're our strongest pair at the moment.
Yeah. Jamie, I'm going to pull up the Brentford team. What sort of stands out to you about Brentford, and where's their danger going to come from?
Well, it's top in it. It's Ivan Toney and Ulumbu, is it? Ulumbu, I'm not quite sure of his first name. They've cracking pair up top, in there. Like they've been playing with them two up top, week in, week out, and you just get used to them playing. And they know where the back of the net is. They score goals. They scored goals in the Championship last year. So I think you're going to find that their threat will be them two attacking our two defenders. Our three centre halves. Sorry, I've got so used to playing with two centre halves. Now all of a sudden we're playing with three centre halves.
Jono, just before they are.
Yeah.
Jono, just before I let you go, because other Sean has clicked on and I want to get him in now. Remind us of your score prediction again?
I'd like a clean sheet, but I think we'll let a couple in late on. So I think we'll go 2-2 up. They'll get one back, and then I think we'll go 3-1, and they'll get one at the end. So I think a 3-2.
It could be that sort of game. Thanks, Jono. We'll see you later.
Yeah, take care. Enjoy the game.
See you later, Jono.
Thanks, Jono. We're going to add Sean in now. Hopefully, Sean has got a better connection. Although that's not a cracking start. Sean, are you there? Sean? Oh, what a shame. Sean, I don't know what it is. Before, when we've had you on, we've had a great connection, but today we...
Oh, there is.
Go on. Sure, it's just not happening, Sean, mate. I'm really sorry. I don't know what it is, Sean. We'd love to get you on today. Your Wi-Fi, whatever you are doing, is just letting you down. Let's get a few comments on here, and we want people's score predictions before me and Jamie hand over to Elijah for the watch-along. Stevie says, Vestergaard not at it since his arrival. Needs to be one of the best on the pitch today. Well, he's on the subs bench today. Scott is saying, Tony. I think, Jamie, you were with me when we were talking about Ivan Toney. We could sign him in January, even last summer. Before
I think there was talk about it, wasn't there? I think there was talk about it.
Yeah, Sumare Lee Springthorpe says going to be the star today.
He's played well. His name that's not been mentioned. You don't see him much in the game, but he does all the stuff, the dirty stuff, the tidying up and that. You don't see him mentioned a lot, and I think that's a sign of a good player that just gets on with his game and picks the ball up, runs with the ball, passes the ball. He's doing indeed his job, even though he's more of a box-to-box player than he is a central defender like Wilf is.
Sumar is showing signs, Jamie, that he actually could be, I don't even want to say it, but could be better than Ndidi because he's got a bit more, seems to have that tackling game, but he also has that, he's a bit Patrick Vieira.
Drive and goes on, yes. Yes. Hopefully he's half as good as Patrick Vieira and we'll have a quality player. But yeah, he's looked good the last 2 games he's played in.
Curtis says it's a must-win game. I don't think we're at must-win game stages now, but he's saying 4-2 up by Vardy. If Tottenham beat West Ham, we could end up 8th or 7th by the end of the day. It's amazing, Jamie, what a week does, isn't it, in football?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, just think how happy we were after this time last weekend, beating Man U 4-2. We went into the rest of the Sunday over the moon with it. Thoroughly enjoyable day and game. And then we beat Spartak Moscow. It just makes your week feel happy, doesn't it? And you just feel happier, don't you? And you're on a bright spot straight away, which is absolutely fantastic. Which is good for the football, good for the club, good for Leicester in general. Not just the football, but the actual people of Leicester. It gives us that pick up, I think. And with Leicester Tigers, I know it's old egg chasing, but Leicester Tigers doing well as well. It helps the county itself be noticed once again.
Yeah, indeed. Anthony says, need to just try and not revert to slow football. It's been nicer to see us playing faster football. It's not, Jamie, it doesn't feel like it's rocket science to think Leicester need to play it quick and move the ball.
I think we've been saying that all season, haven't we, Phil? You and me, old school, you can't play football slow, quick, slow. You've got to be quick all the time. It's got to be quick. And we've done it the last 2 games. Last 2 games, it's been brilliant.
Wayne is there saying great show. Thanks, Wayne. Saying pop down the White Horse. Yeah, that's one of my locals. And he's saying he's going to pop over and see you next year, Jamie, when things are.
I hope you do, Wayne. It'd be nice. Everyone's welcome. Not just Leicester fans. Everyone's welcome.
The Fox's Arms is shut, Jamie, isn't it? Now for winter. It's your winter break.
It's shut for the winter. Yes, it's my winter break, winter schedule. Every Sunday, 10 o'clock now, lads and lasses. 10 o'clock, not 9:30, 10 o'clock. But it's nice to have a break, though, Phil. It is nice, I must admit.
But the great news for that is we get to see a little bit more of you on Leicester Fan TV, don't we, Jamie?
This face for radio, I'm on here more than what you'll expect from now on.
Have we had your score prediction, Jamie? Remind me what it is, because normally you go for a Desmond, but I'm feeling like it can't be a Desmond today. I mean, it could be, but
I'm just not sure. The score. I want them to win. I'm really lazy sod. Cheers, aren't they? You've only just got out of bed, so you be careful what you say. He's in America, so that's why he's only just got out of bed, by the way. I want to win. I really do want to win. But a point away from home in the Premiership is fantastic. And like I've always been saying, if you can't win, do not lose. So I'm afraid I'm going to go for that 2-2, and I'll be happy with a point. So I want to win. I do want to win. Yes, I'm going for the 2-2, but I do want to win. I'll be happy with the draw, but I'll be ecstatic if we win. I really will be.
So after all that pre-match chat, Jamie is still going for a Desmond Tutu.
Yeah,
can't believe
I'm sorry. But it's a point away from home. Any point away from home in the Premiership is a good point away from home. But I want us to win. But I don't want us to lose at the same time, Phil. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Jamie. Right. I'm going to let you go. Hopefully you come back at half time on full time. If you know.
Half time, if I should be all right. Yes. Yeah. Should be allowed. Lovely. Should be allowed. Depends how my beer schedule is.
Yeah, well, no, you mean it depends what Karen says. Right, we'll see you shortly.
Probably, yeah. Depends whether she's awake or not. See you later.
See you in a
minute. Come on, you foxes. Come on.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for everybody who's been part of the pre-show. Now, don't forget, we are going to add Elijah in. We're live all the way through the match. Elijah's out in Canada and going to be watching it on his channel out there. So it's fantastic to have Elijah do that for us. If everybody who's watching this, wherever you're watching, if you can like and share if you're on Facebook, give us a retweet if you're watching on Twitter. If you're on YouTube, give us a subscribe. In fact, I want to know, there's hundreds of people watching us now live. Put in the comments, where are you watching us? And where in the world are you watching us from? Because we know we've got people like Elijah who's just going to join me here. Here he comes. Elijah, tell everybody where you are in the world.
No.
Just as his stream breaks down. Elijah, are you there?
I am in Toronto, which is... Can you hear me?
I can, Elijah, but your stream is really bad. I'm gonna let Elijah go just for a second. He's got Wi-Fi connections. What is going on? Elijah's Toronto. That's in Canada. Put in the comments where you are from and let me know. Kanguth, I don't know if I've said that right, is watching all the way in India. Anthony is in LA. Fantastic, Anthony. That is very... LA sounds slightly more flash than Leicester. Elijah, if you're watching and want to join back in, click on the link and come back in. Lee says, let's try and get... Matt is in Swindon. Thanks, Matty. Stephen is supporting the Foxes today in Uppingham. Very nice, Stephen, over there. Steve is in Las Vegas. Oh, Stevie, are you really in Las Vegas? That is fantastic. We've got people in LA. We're in Las Vegas. Jeffrey is in Leicester. Hope you're well there, Jeffrey. Get your score predictions in as well. Nick says, really hope we win tonight. Nick, where are you watching from? If you're saying tonight, let us know where you are. Connor is in Ireland. It's getting very close to kickoff. 5 minutes to kickoff. Connor is in kickoff. Fee's in North London. Oh, Tottenham land, or is it Arsenal land, Fee? Who's your local team there? Wayne is watching in Loughborough. Hi, Wayne. Fellow Loughboroughian with myself. Hope you're well. Andy's in Ashby de la Zouch. Hope you're well there, Andy. What's your score prediction as well? Judy's in Cape Town, South Africa. Fantastic. So we've got people in South Africa. We've got people in LA. We've got people in Toronto. We've got people from Leicester as well. Nick is watching in Australia. Thank you for that. Andy's in Melton. Andy, I might have known with your comments you were from Melton. Ben Stig Thomas is in Leicester. Thanks, Ben. Bain is in Tamworth. Alan is in Stockholm. Thanks, Alan. Over there in Sweden. Chris is in Woodford House. Chris, where is Woodford House? I do not know in the world. It sounds like it's somewhere posh down south. Somewhere that isn't posh and down south, but beautiful place is sunny Colville. Hey, up to you, Ian Reid. How are you? Charles is out in Kenya. Thanks, Charles. Keep them coming in. Nick is in the red land of Liverpool. Nicky Jim, thanks on YouTube. RGP is on New South Wales in Australia. I think you're the furthest one away from us so far, but keep getting those in. Wayne is watching from Ashby de la Zouch. Thanks, Wayne. What's your score prediction? I think you said 2-1, didn't you, Wayne, to me earlier? Daniel's saying he's watching from Zambia. Thanks, Daniel. Give us the big thumbs up, Daniel. Somebody in the Facebook group is watching from Grimsby. Another one in the group is watching in Dublin. Maxwell is watching in Egypt. Foxes all around the world. Donna is in deepest, darkest Colville. Hey, never mind. Never mind in there at all, Donna. Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just messaging going Elijah, who is having troubles with his Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on. Keep getting those in. Flipping Exon, he's watching from prison. Hey, if you are, who's been a naughty boy then? That's all we can say. Anthony Beebe, yeah, 2-1 he's going for Leicester. Simon Wallace is watching from Syston in Leicester, cheering the Blues on all the way. Aaron saying Daka's going to score 4 goals and not playing yet, but Inacho is. So you'd swap him round. Well, Daka, I'm sure, will come on and get 15 or 20 minutes. Kangu says Leicester will win. Keep letting know where you're from. I'm going to try and get as many in there. Lazarus is watching from Zambia. Thank you for that. And is saying 2-0 to Leicester. Come on, you Foxes. Leicester supporters from Leicester, you don't get that at Man United. Fee was a Spurs fan briefly. Oh, Fee, we'll keep that one quiet, but you've been a Leicester fan since 96. Very, very good. Fox's Eye is from Chesterfield, just up the M1 from here. Stephen, another one from Loughborough. Hi, Steve. Perhaps we should form the Loughborough Foxes and we can all go down the pub every now and then and watch it. Which pub would you go to, Stephen? Let me know and we'll meet down there. Nick says Perth, Western Australia. Thanks, Nick, for that. Donna's going 3-1. Elijah, are you back with us? Let's see if I can add him into the stream. Elijah. We will keep trying with Elijah. He is having issues with his internet. So try and join us, Elijah, when you can. Nick is saying he thinks it's going to be a 2-2 with the draw, sadly, in there. Brentford always draw. Yeah, it could be, Nick. It absolutely could be. Chris is saying he's from Northamptonshire. We're getting very close to the kickoff here. Chris Ward says Northamptonshire near Daventry. Nice, nice. Southern Sudan or South Sudan, says Peter there. Swindon, Foxes group, just add me, an old bloke I met in Asda. Matty, Very, very nice to have Matty on earlier. We struggled with Sean, one of the Seans. Other Sean Sarson said 4-2 to Leicester. Jamie's gone for a 2-2. It's time to get your score predictions in as kickoff is about to happen. Let me know what your final score predictions are. Let's have a final look at the Leicester City starting side. We've got Kasper Schmeichel in goal. Then we've got Johnny Evans at the back. We've got Amati, Sayuncu. We've got Ricardo Pereira, Castagna, Sumari, Tillemans, Madison, Vardy, and Iheanacho. Subs today. Let's get the subs streaming across the bottom for you. We've got Danny Ward. Let's hope we don't see Danny Ward. Bertrand, Vestergaard, Dewsbury Hall, Chowdhury, Barnes, Perez, Lookman, and Daka. It's about kickoff. I'm going to add in Elijah. Good afternoon to you, Elijah.
Good afternoon. Good morning from here. Can you hear me?
I can, and it's great to get you on because kickoff is about to go, isn't it?
Yes. So the players have just taken the knee. I'll tell you, I think like my Canadian internet provider just found out something important was happening and just decided he doesn't need any connection. It's fine. But I'm here. Players have just stood up and we are just about to kick off now, and Brentford have kicked off.
Elijah, I'm going to hand over to you to do the watch along. Everybody who's watching, please give Elijah as many comments as you can because he'll get them on screen in there. Elijah, we've just been going around the comments, getting as many people to tell us where they are from. We've got people literally watching. I know you're in Toronto. I'm in Leicestershire. We've got people from LA, Las Vegas, New South Wales, South Africa, India, Leicester, Liverpool, everywhere around the world. So I want them all to keep giving you as many comments as you can. I know you'll get them on screen and take them through the watch along. I'll be back at half time, Elijah.
Awesome. Thanks, Phil.
We'll see you later. Enjoy it.
All right. So hello, everyone. So yes, like we were just saying, we have already kicked off. Just a little bit of quick passing around the back line there. And the ball has now ended up with David Raya in the Brentford net. Brentford just trying to cool things down and playing some possession amongst themselves. But yeah, great to see how many of you are tuning in from all around the world, like me. So I'm tuning in from Canada on my end, in Toronto on the eastern side of Canada. Brentford now coming forward. However, Sayuncu will close down. I think that was Mbuemo. And that ball will go out for a Brentford throw-in in the Leicester defensive third. Hello, Fee. Always good to see you. Brentford moving to take the throw-in rather quickly, and they are coming forward in numbers to try to get themselves ready for the throw-in, which will be coming in from Matthias Jorgensen. Hi there, Judy. Good to see you tuning in as well. Yes, my internet can always seem to decide right when the worst time is. I may lose a little bit of resolution during the stream, but hopefully things should be good. Long throw-in comes right into the Leicester City penalty area, and an overhead kick that is immediately saved by Kasper Schmeichel. An impressive effort. Not quite a bicycle kick. He didn't jump to the ground, but from behind gets his leg up to about waist height and plays a daring shot. I think that was Vitaly Janelt. Actually, he's not in the lineup. I'm just trying to see the numbers on there. I will let you know as soon as I can see, but very close early shot for Brentford that leads to a Kasper Schmeichel save, and it is out for a corner that is played short. Brentford play across in, and that is immediately blocked by Timmy Castagna right near the corner flag, and that is out for another Brentford corner. So right off from the starting whistle, we're under a fair bit of pressure, 2.5 minutes into the game, and one quality chance already for Brentford and a shot on target, and they are now about to take their second corner. Still set up as though they're going to be taking it short in this case. Lots of players crowding into the area nonetheless, so they are playing a long cross in, headed up into the air, and that will go just over the net. And one of the Brentford players has gone down clutching his head. Schmeichel trying to pick him up. Looks like Pontus Jansson is on the ground. Ivan Toney coming in, sharing some words with Dan Amarte and Kasper Schmeichel for trying to pick him up. So Jaffrey, admittedly, the streams that I get here in Canada usually run a little bit slower than the live broadcasts in the United Kingdom. So if there is any time delay, you can always either pause me if I'm ahead of your stream, or pause your stream or broadcast if you're ahead of me. I will do my best to give frequent time updates throughout the game so that you can get us all synced up. Vitaliano is just getting up. He's holding his temples, but he looks like he will continue in the game. Not a lengthy pause in the game as it stands. They're just showing the replay of the corner, trying to see what exactly happened to Jensen. Looks as though he just happened to catch a little bit of Kasper Schmeichel's hand as he jumps up to try to knock the ball clear from the corner. We will play this ball short, and Johnny Evans will play the ball over to Amarte. Amarte under immediate pressure, but gets around his man and plays a long ball towards the middle, trying to find James Maddison, but will not. And Brentford immediately try to launch another attack. Kasper Schmeichel will hoof that ball upfield, trying to find Iheanacho, but does not. And Brentford's header will go just out of play for a Leicester City throw-in. So some very exciting play off the first few minutes here at the gates, but very much momentum is in Brentford's favor at the moment. They just haven't been giving Leicester City much of a chance to get their shape and get a string of passes together. And Brentford also feeling rather comfortable just playing the ball back to their goalkeeper. Both teams playing similar formations as some of the graphics that were put up showed. So as it stands, both teams playing with 3 in the back. However, Leicester City do have those wingers that could always move back. And in this case, we're going to need them to as Brentford continue to move forward. Cross is played in by Jensen that just will not get to Ivan Toney in the Leicester City penalty area, and that will go out for a goal kick for Kasper Schmeichel. Yes, Sophie, this is the first watch along where I don't have the shirt of the opposition team. I couldn't find a Brentford kit anywhere here in Canada, so you get all of my Leicester shirts with names on them as Iheanacho nearly collects a beautifully played through ball up and over, I think nearly from the goal kick there that was played in, but he will not get there in time, unfortunately, and Brentford will try to recollect. Leicester City still trying to keep the pressure on, but a headed ball will go back towards David Raya in the Brentford goal. Raya plays it short and out towards the wing. I believe that is with Pinnock. And a little bit of passing back and forth around the Brentford penalty area as they play the ball high, up and over, trying to find Toney. Looks as though Soyuncu may have gotten to that, but now they are still pressing forward again. Through ball will come around and find Rico Henry. Rico Henry breaks into the penalty area, plays the ball across. It falls to Toney, who does put it in the back of the net. However, he is offside. So nearly an opening goal there for Brentford. They came forward very well on the break, the same way that Leicester City likes to play. However, just unsuccessful as it looks as though the cross from Henry did find, he was offside by at least his entire shoulder width. And he's right there to play the ball in towards the back post. Nothing that Schmeichel could have done about that if he was onside, but no goal as it stands. And at 6 minutes, 40 seconds, that is Leicester City 0, Brentford 0 still. Brentford maintaining possession and trying to, again, play that through ball towards Mbeumo. However, Soyuncu will get there first and knock the ball out for a throw. And they try to take it quickly, but Soyuncu does get back onto his feet. A little bit of passing around again from Brentford. The vast majority of possession at this point has been with Brentford in this opening 7 minutes. So far, 75% to 25% possession for Brentford as they play forward again, trying to find Rico Henry on the wing. However, they will not find him there, and that does go out for a Leicester City goal kick. William Robinson, exactly. That is a warning. We know that Brentford is a very strong attacking side. Shades of Leeds from the start of last season. They seem to be that promoted team that is going to be giving us something to worry about quite a bit for sure. And yeah, like we were saying, we've seen that there with the fact that they have already put the ball in the back of the net. They're already putting a lot of pressure on Leicester. This is not the kind of team where we can sit back and accept that pressure for too long. And they are just not giving us any moment of peace. Dan Amarte collects the ball and tries to play it out just as a long pass. But even then, the Brentford players are closing him down, intercepting the passes, knocking them out for throw-ins. We're trying to play those through balls at the moment over towards Vardy and Iheanacho. However, they are just not coming through, and they're just not letting us have any build-up play around the midfield at the moment. Ricardo and Tielemans trying to play the ball back and forth amongst themselves a little bit, and just every time we make an attempt, there's a Brentford player that's not even trying to regain possession, but just to disrupt us and kick the ball out for a throw-in. Throw-in will find Tielemans around the middle of the park, but he's marked by 3 Brentford players and cannot make a solid pass there. So Andy Stewart, we need to settle down. We're looking a bit nervous. Definitely, we're under a lot more pressure than we were in the Manchester United game here. A lot more, a lot shakier. We're not completing the same passes that we do. We're not being given the same piece around our back line. Nick coming in and saying, keeping an eye on the championship. Oh, sorry, Brentford are coming forward, and it is a quick shot taken, and that will go just wide. But again, one of the things that we were just mentioning here is that I can barely take my eye off this game because Brentford are attacking very, very quickly. That was a lofted through ball. Falls to Tony, who takes just one touch to play the ball over to Mbeumo, and he's left with an open avenue towards the goal, marked by both Evans and a closing back, Ricardo Pereira. Just taking me a moment to see the names on the backs of the shirts again. And even now, just as they finish showing the replay as he shoots wide, the Brentford have already taken their corner and are playing another cross in towards the Leicester City penalty area. That is headed down and away by Ricardo Pereira. But again, immediately, Brentford getting in and just trying to deflect away anything that Leicester City are trying to play to another player in blue. And it is out for a Leicester City throw-in our defensive third. Thomas Frank on the sideline shouting a lot of words of encouragement to his team. They are not giving us a moment's peace. It's going to be Ricardo to take this throw in. And he can't even find a Leicester City player there. Immediately, there's a Brentford player just on the back of Kelechi Iheanacho who wins the header. And immediately, Brentford are on the attack again. Ivan Toney nearly breaking clean open into the penalty area, but he gets knocked down by Big Dan Amarte, who stops that break just in time. He would have been in alone had he not gotten past Amarte there, and the ball is now out for a Brentford throw-in, which again, they take very quickly. This is a very, very fast-moving match. Yes, Nick, so we need to take a deep breath, but Brentford could be running out of steam early. They are running all around the park at the moment. A lot of through balls, a lot of energy in this Brentford team. And perhaps they may also be trying to run a little bit of stamina out of the Leicester City players, just trying to make our defenders run up towards the midfield, back into the penalty area. They're not really letting us feel any sort of comfort. And they're making us chase them down, even just to put a stream of passes together, let alone to get the ball off of them. But that said, we now do have the ball. Castagna gets slide tackled right around the midfield in front of the referee, and ball does end up back with Brentford. Rico Henry playing the ball over towards Jensen. And a little bit of back and forth play amongst the Brentford players near the center circle as they now try to move forward. Rico Henry has the ball out on the wing. However, he's being closed down by Pereira. Nearly gets past both Pereira and Tielemans there, but a strong foot from Pereira there does stop that break from happening. However, he cannot find Nacho with the through ball. And again, ball just settles down with Brentford in the defensive area. Yeah, they're cutting us apart at the moment. It's been all Brentford so far this game. Again, looking at the stats, still 67% to 33% possession, so almost exactly 2/3 of the possession going to Brentford at the moment. Because again, just not giving Leicester City a moment's peace. Looks like James Maddison just getting marshaled down there. Does get tripped from behind though, and that will be a free kick to James Maddison, who's now having a word with the referee. Looks as though he might want a booking, but he's not going to get that. It was a rather mild challenge. Thanks, Fee, for mentioning as well. If any of you are watching and are enjoying these watch-alongs, if you like those pre-matches with Phil, please give us a thumbs up. Please share the video. Always helps the channel grow and helps us find more Leicester City fans around the world. That's how I found the channel. So that always helps. Thank you so much. Yuri Tielemans has a little bit of space open on the right wing, and we'll play the ball over to Pereira. He tries to have a back and forth with Nacho, but Pereira gets knocked down, and then Nacho is dispossessed. However, a free kick is given for the challenge on Pereira. So this might be Leicester's chance to get our first big pressure on Brentford at the moment. So we are going to have a free kick just off the center line, right around the border of the Brentford penalty area. I can't help but imagine we're just going to try to play a high cross into the area just to try to get something in that can disrupt Brentford a little bit and keep them on their toes. So cross is played in by James Maddison, headed out and away. However, Yuri Tielemans with an absolute rocket from outside the penalty area. It is shades of the FA Cup. It is shades of both matches against Manchester United, and you can't take that away from the team. And that is the opening goal of the match, very much against the direction of play. However, that is exactly what we need to do when we're under pressure, is take advantage of the opportunities that are given to us. And an absolute stunner from Youri Tielemans, probably about 35, 40 yards out of the goal, makes it Brentford 0, Leicester City 1. And right on the 14-minute mark, that is the perfect way to remind me that I hadn't put the score up on screen there, as Youri Tielemans holds a finger up to the crowd. And what a stunning, stunning goal for Youri Tielemans. And yes, some celebrations all around. Ian Reid, Nick, Anthony Beebe, Jaffrey celebrating the goal, Ivan celebrating the goal. An excellent bit of play. However, we cannot let this be a moment where we start to sort of settle in and think that we've now gained control, because like we were mentioning, this game has been all Brentford so far. However, that's going to be that little confidence boost that we need. And now Kelechi Iheanacho trying to find Vardy on through ball, but that will not get past Pontus Jansson. And Brentford now just trying to regain a little bit of composure, a little bit of passing around the back. We're not biting. We're not going to be pressuring them at the moment, not playing that high press. We don't want to get caught out of shape. Yes, I think we're all going to be hoping that that does sort of break the Brentford bubble, as Brentford now do come over again. They have the ball out on the wing. Cross is played in towards the penalty area, but that will not get past Timmy Castagna. Ball will fall to a Brentford player. It falls to Matthias Jorgensen out towards the wing. He's forced to play it back towards Janssen. Janssen plays the ball towards Pinnock. And under a little bit of pressure from Nacho, they're forced to play the ball all the way back to David Raya, who's well outside of his penalty area at the moment. He'll play the ball in towards the midfield and out onto the wing. So that is out probably with Sergi Canos. Canos will play the ball up and over. He'll find Jensen. Jensen has Rico Henry on the wing, but will play the ball into the penalty area himself and will find absolutely nobody with that cross. And that is out for a Leicester City goal kick. Timmy Castagna in a little bit of discomfort, but back on his feet, helped up by Ivan Toney there. Ivan, great to see that you're watching the game down at the cinema. It was an absolutely stunning goal. I can only apologize for not yelling any louder, but it's early morning here and I don't want to wake up anybody that might still be sleeping around me. But an absolutely stunning goal that started the match. And yeah, still some residual celebrations from that goal. Like I think it was Anthony might have mentioned, yeah, a goal of the season contender there from Tielemans. Like I said, shades of the FA Cup, just a rocket from well outside the penalty area. Fee coming in with a £1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. We always appreciate that. Helps us cover the costs of our streaming services that we use and helps us keep the channel running. Always appreciated. Yeah, Nick, I believe. Oh, sorry. I'll get back to that in a moment as Brentford do come forward. Youri Tielemans will get in and just break up that momentum a little bit, but Brentford still trying to press. Ball now with Madison, and we look to break as Brentford put a lot of players forward there at the moment. Madison has Vardy and Iheanacho to pass to, but he takes the shot himself, and it does go just wide of the goal. But another quality chance for Leicester City. You can just see some of the Foxes fans in the background there from of Madison. And as that stands, yeah, like I said, some residual celebrations there. And yes, Nick, so I believe you're from Australia, if I recall. So definitely great to see you tuning in. I can only imagine it's probably the middle of the night out there. For those of you who are watching at the moment, like we said, please, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, drop a like on this stream. Helps us grow the channel. Let's get to 100 likes on this video. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, if you want to see more Leicester City content, we've got live videos that come up every day of the week. So please drop us a subscribe as well. And that could help us get up to 8,000 subscribers as Youri Tielemans will earn a free kick just off of the halfway line. And it just gives play a moment to calm down just a little bit. Yeah, Ivan tuning in from Sierra Leone. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like we were saying, always great to see all the fans that tune in from around the world. You, Nick, and Michael out in Seattle. And yeah, some great positivity after a goal that really came against the direction of play and has also given us a chance to just get into the game a little bit more. We're not getting pinned back the way that Brentford probably would like us to and the way that they would want to get comfortable as another free kick is given away, this time by Onyeka. out on the wing. Looks as though he took down Timmy Castagna there. And again, they're just starting to get a little bit unsettled, and this is really what we need. If we can perhaps even maybe pepper in a second on another lucky break, that could really be what we need to sort of break that momentum and really start to take this game by the scruff of the neck. Like we were mentioning, if all these results do go our way and we can manage to hold a win against Brentford here, then that will end up putting us in around 8th or 7th place. And we'll finally be back into that sort of European challenging part of the Premier League that we have been looking to get back into. But Anthony coming in, yeah, so Brentford are tackling hard, trying to break down our counterattack. I think it's definitely we know each other's team's playbook here because both teams do play like this. Brentford are a very aggressive, very attacking team. They come forward in numbers. They try to hit on a break, but give a lot of support. Leicester City normally like to sort of sit back and defend a little bit more and then get the ball to one of our faster forwards. And yes, both teams definitely doing their best to sort of be each other's foils at the moment as Brentford come forward. A little bit of back and forth play. It looks like Sergi Canos finds, nearly a good shot there. That was a shot taken by Mbuemo. But it was just, he just didn't quite get his footing right there and couldn't get the power on the shot that he wanted. And Kasper Schmeichel grabs that easily. So yes, we are 65 subscribers away from 8,000 on YouTube. So if you get the chance, please, if you are not subscribed, please give us a subscribe. And yes, we would love to have you join us here in the Leicester Fan TV family. Hunter, I've seen you join in the stream. If you'd like to tune in at halftime, I'd love to have you on. We are just we look not to have people coming on during the match itself, just because of my shaky internet connection. James Maddison coming forward now, just outside the penalty area, and we will just hold possession a moment. Maddison just sort of dancing around as more players come in to mark him. He's forced to play it back towards Tielemans, who will play the ball even then back towards Johnny Evans in defense, and the entire Brentford lineup has fallen back into their half just to sit back and defend like this. But yes, Finn, that goal very similar to the one that he scored in the FA Cup. And yes, to all of you who have just subscribed, like Marek and Jam, thank you so much, helping us get towards 8,000 subs. You know what? I'm assuming you're a Chelsea fan there. You've got a very class team, but sometimes all it takes is an individual moment of brilliance like that from Yuri Tielemans. Johnny Evans having some words at the moment. Looks as though they may have given a free kick to Brentford. I didn't think there would have been much in that, but they are just showing a replay. It was Ivan Toney getting chasing down Johnny Evans. No, so it was a no free kick being given against Ivan Toney there, as Toney just goes to the ground there and tries to pull Evans down with him and just does enough to knock him off balance as the ball goes out for a throw-in. However, it looks as though no stoppage in play as a result of that, and it will be a throw-in to Brentford, and they're going to look to take this long, get it into the penalty area, and they do. However, Soumare makes himself big and just does enough to put the Brentford player off, and Kasper Schmeichel will collect the ball from the header and immediately plays it long. A little bit refreshing to see from there. Vardy coming in and trying to pressure, it looks like Ethan Pinnock back there. Rico Henry as that was, and he's forced to play the ball back to Raya. You know, it is very difficult to identify a talent when they are very young. Like people always like to point out some of the choices that I believe Chelsea made when they let go of Mo Salah, when they let go of Kevin De Bruyne. But yeah, absolutely. Like if we had been able to keep Ivan Toney, it obviously would have been a big benefit for us. Gotcha. So Keon tuning in from there. I will do my best to remember that. Finn, thank you so much for subscribing. And yes, so if we win by 3, we will jump into 8th place in the league. That's a bit of a tall ask against Brentford, as they do get a nice break that just doesn't fall for Mwepo on the outside of the penalty area. And Kasper Schmeichel will collect just in front of him, but nearly a foot off of getting that lovely break that they have been looking for. They've been playing that high through ball, the thing that Leicester City loves to play. And had they gotten that to work out, it definitely would have been 1-1. However, good work by Kasper Schmeichel, good placement just to intercept that in time. Yeah, there is going to be a... Brentford coming forward again, and that shot is blocked. However, the ball does then fall. It falls to Jensen on the wing. However, Jensen was in an offside position off of the deflection, and that is going to be a Leicester City free kick. So that's going to be a big game coming up, Manchester United versus Liverpool. You can expect both teams to be putting in a good effort there as well. And yeah, I think that result is going to be helpful for us, really either way, because it will help us to sort of challenge against those teams as we look to pick up more points in what is still going to be a difficult run of games for Leicester over the next few weeks. And yeah, a lot of people still mentioning how Yuri Tielemans did very, very well with that goal. We're going to be hoping that he can stay. Yeah, so this was sort of what we were talking about. Hard to identify which players are going to become world beaters when they get older. The Chelsea youth system let go of Declan Rice, Salah, and Kevin De Bruyne. But even then, you can't say that they got too much of a short end of the stick for that. So just to answer this question, so being from Canada, the official broadcaster of the Premier League is actually a subscription service, an online streaming service here. So that's how I'm able to watch the Leicester City games, even if they might not be available in the United Kingdom, just because not being from the UK, I'm usually able to get each match. 70 likes at the moment. So if you haven't liked the stream, please give us a like to get up to 100 before halftime would be a big, big help for us. And a very fair point here. Brentford play like we did when we won the league. Very energetic, very positive play from Brentford so far. A whole lot of playing up over the top. Not quite Route 1, I would say, because Route 1 involves a lot more sitting back and defending. Not quite Sam Allardyce's form of football, but it plays that way as Rico Henry plays the ball across the goal, trying to find Mwepo in the penalty area. However, he will only find Timmy Castagna in the corner. He'll play a 1-2 with Soumare, but unfortunately Soumare just overcooks his pass, and it will go out for a Brentford throw-in. Yeah, we can do a quick talk about Chelsea's next 3 matches. I'll need to check to see exactly who they are playing against, but it's against the 3 relegation teams, and yes, a 7-0 win against Norwich. I have mentioned that Norwich City, they're one of those teams that I kind of feel a little bit of pity for, because I love a team that's sort of important in their community and the real part of the city that they're in. There's not too many like Premier League level teams out in Norfolk, so it's a little bit disappointing when you see the way that they perform in the league. I'd love to see them stay up for a few seasons. We do try to do watch-alongs for every Leicester City match when we get the opportunity, as Brentford play the cross over from the corner, nearly falls for Onyeka to hit a flying volley, but he just misses, and that ball will get cleared, and Brentford will recollect just near the halfway line. Play is stopped as Pinnock is on the ground holding his head. Looks as though there may have been a collision in the Leicester penalty area as the Brentford players come over to offer their support. We'll obviously be hoping that he's not injured, but the medical team has come out, and that will be a stop in play for the next few moments. A lot of us will definitely be hoping for a Champions League spot for Leicester City this season. If you've seen any of the other watch-alongs that I'm on, one of the things I like to talk about is that step by step, we're sort of moving up in the Leicester City project. We finished in the Europa League places for the last few seasons, and what we really want to do is start to get consistency there, maybe get like the shock Champions League place, and then from there see if we can sort of move in towards Champions League spots over the next few years. It will be challenging, especially as Newcastle are going to be emerging as another Champions League challenger. However, I definitely feel good about Leicester City's future. Absolutely, the Champions League spots are going to be very, very tight this season. Even if we end up pulling in a player or even if Newcastle have a good transfer window in January, we could see them start to move up even towards the Europa League spot. So definitely going to be challenging for anybody trying to get into Europe this season, really across all competitions. Nick, I think you're thinking of Cengiz Under, who was the player that we had loaned in from Roma last season. I think a lot of us would love to see if we get Champions League through winning the Europa League. I guess you could say I'm a commentator, but this is really the only place where I do these sorts of live commentaries. I have done things like announcements in the past for some folks and voiceovers, but I'm by no means like a professional voice actor or anything like that, or a professional commentator. Play has resumed with the drop ball, and they will play the ball back towards David Rea. Thankfully, it looks as though Pinnock will stay in the game. He's back on his feet, running back towards his position in defense. Always good to see that it's good to see players that don't end up injured. You know, even if they are from the opposing team, no one wants to see a player out for several weeks or a player get injured. So good to see that Pinnock is back on his feet and back into the game, as Brentford just calmly playing the ball out towards their back line. I'm going to try to get as many of your comments up on screen as possible. Ball cleared by Raya out towards the halfway line. Ivan Toney won't win that ahead of Big Dan Amarte, though. However, Vardy's pass is intercepted, and now Brentford will look to break. That will be cleared away from that through ball, though, by Johnny Evans, and that is out for a Brentford throw-in just at the border between the middle third and the Leicester City defensive third. Thank you so much, Fee. Ball currently a little bit of bouncing around in the Leicester City penalty area. However, Schmeichel will pick that up off of a deflection from the Leicester City team member. So again, this is a very fast-moving game, and Brentford doing a very good job of sort of catching Leicester. Oh my goodness. I will commentate on that in just a quick moment. But yeah, so Brentford trying their best to sort of move quickly. Anytime I try to turn over and get some comments up on screen, Leicester City or Brentford can end up pulling in an optimum chance at shooting. James Maddison knocked down there as he gets past two players that were marking him, and that will be the first booking of the game, as Maddison sent thundering to the ground there. That will be a booking for, I believe, Jorgensen there. Yeah, he just gets by him, and both players go in, and it is Jorgensen that ends up clipping him on the ankle. And just with this momentum, there's no way that Maddison's getting around that challenge, and he's immediately knocked to the ground there. Thank you, Lee. I know I do sound like an American, but just to be fair, I am actually Canadian, so I'm north of the United States. But it's honestly one of the things that we like to discuss is so we do actually have Michael, who's an American as well, who likes to tune into the channel and sort of discuss the game and the players and the like. He's also very, very knowledgeable about Leicester City. It's one of the great things that we've seen with the club since the takeover by the Sriwadanaprapa family is Leicester City are increasing their global reach, but still sort of staying that local club that's so important to the Leicester community and the Leicestershire community. But they're doing a really good job of sort of pulling in those fans from around the world as well. Ball is out for a Brentford throw-in again in that sort of spot right in between the center third and the Leicester defensive third. So Yunshu trying to put in some pressure, however, the player just can't get around him, and a little bit of deflection both off of Soyuncu and off of the Brentford attacker, and it will go out for a Leicester City goal kick. Honestly, we were discussing the fact that Leicester City's shaky form towards the start of the season was very out of character for us. It was out of character for Brendan Rodgers. It was out of character for the Leicester City players, and we really just needed something that could reignite our confidence. And to get that good a win against Leicester City, against a player that really seemed to have left Leicester for the money that was offered to him by United, that really just seemed to ignite a bit of a fire in a lot of the players that we needed to get that from. And as a result, yeah, very positive, and we're happy to see that Leicester are starting to sort of get back into that form. But you know what? Form is very fluid. So one of the things that we could start to see is this might not be permanent. We're all going to keep our fingers crossed, but let's not get overconfident. Sumari will head out the Brentford throw-in. However, a header will try to play the ball back in towards play. Big Dan Amarte makes himself big and does not let the ball get past him. But again, that ball has not touched the ground yet. Ivan Toney leaps over a Leicester City defender, throws himself over the shoulders of it. It was either Yuri Tielemans or Amarte. He lands hard, and it's a free kick to Leicester. But Toney is staying on the ground this time. Looks as though he may have landed a little bit hard on his hip. However, he is already sitting up, so it doesn't look like the medical team will need to be out there. But that's just going to be the kind of impact that's going to leave you. He's going to be sore for the next little bit, at least. Yeah, we normally like to get sort of pressed back and receive that pressure because it then gives us the opportunity to play those quick breaks. It was what was so successful for us last season. However, we just Brentford have been playing it in a slightly different way. They're not coming forward in numbers with one player holding possession, but they've been very fluid in the way that they play the ball around, and we've been a little bit vulnerable to that. I think a lot of us definitely like Wesley Fofana. He's much going to be one of the big parts of the future of this club. We are going to be optimistic that we might see him again probably right after the Christmas break. Things have been looking rather positive for him. Brentford just trying to run another through ball there, but Rico Henry just can't get the ball ahead of the Leicester defender there. And now we try to move forward. But unfortunately, Nacho just can't play the ball to Ricardo, who was the player who stopped that break from Brentford. And that will go out for a Brentford throw-in. I'd love to see some of your thoughts in the comments on this one as well. If you could buy anyone for Leicester under 45 mil, who would you pick? I think one of the things that we do need is sort of like a solid defender who can be a sort of rotational player for when Johnny Evans is out of form, for if his heel acts up again. I think a lot of Leicester City fans have been asking for a player like James Tarkowski should Burnley decide to sell. However, of course, if they also get interest from Newcastle, that could drive the price up. But I think we could get him for under 45 million. I'll get to this comment in just a quick moment as Brentford do move forward again. A little bit of back and forth play. Will have the ball currently with Mwepo, who will play the ball in towards the area, and a header. Sorry, I had that a little bit wrong. It was Onyeka who plays the ball in towards Mwepo, but that will just go up and over the net. I think Kasper Schmeichel would have had that covered. However, actually, that may have even been a Kasper Schmeichel save. I'm just going to watch this replay and let you know. Some very good play. It's just up and over, and it actually finds Ivan Toney. And yes, it looks as though Kasper Schmeichel may have just gotten a fingertip to that to tip it up and over the bar. Excellent goalkeeping by Kasper Schmeichel. And the corner is going to be played long here by Brentford, high and into the penalty area. And it will find a Brentford player, but not in a way where he can control it. Shot comes in from outside the area by Rico Henry, and that is well wide of the net and out for a goal kick that Kasper Schmeichel will take his time with. So for this, I think the fan base is a little bit divided. There's people who definitely want to see us moving up in the Premier League faster. I'm still optimistic. I think the fact that we're still getting, we're starting to get back into consistency is one of the biggest things that Leicester City needs at the moment. And we are starting to find that with Brendan Rodgers. And this season will be very telling. Honestly, if we can get fifth again this season, I think that's going to be exactly where we should be. And if we can get Champions League, that is all the better, in my opinion. Again, if you are watching and enjoying this and you haven't liked the video, please do so, as it will help more people discover our watch-alongs. And yeah, a lot of people coming in for that $45 million question and saying that Tarkowski would be the player that they would take. I believe that Fofana should be back around the Christmas break a little bit afterwards. He has been coming back ahead of schedule. Of course, some people were thinking that he would be out possibly for the entire season after that challenge in the Villarreal game, but it looks as though his recovery might be faster than expected. No definite timeline as yet, though, on the return of Fofana. Umtiti, a good shout as well for that as well. Some people saying Connor Cody as well. Leicester City do have a chance to make some build-up play with a free kick that James Maddison is going to take. It's a one-man Brentford wall because it is far out. Cross is played high and over, looking for Soyuncu, and he will find him, but unfortunately that header won't find Johnny Evans. However, the ball does find a Leicester City player in Yuri Tielemans from the clearance, and the ball now with Maddison playing back and forth with Tielemans, trying to find a little bit of open space. However, we're forced all the way back to the center circle before passing the ball to Nacho, who plays a high cross in, but unfortunately he well overcooks that, and that will go high and wide of the net instead of the cross that he was hoping to land in the area, and that will be out for a Brentford goal kick. The Premier League is becoming very, very competitive at the moment. We already had that sort of like entrenched top six. And then, of course, there are also very established sides that normally do try to challenge for Europe teams like your Evertons and your West Hams. So the fact that Leicester City have really managed to establish themselves, bought when they were a championship team, and they're already now a team that, like football Twitter and other, footballing Instagram pages are discussing substituting out one of the North London teams to make Leicester a Big Six team. It's already a massive achievement for Leicester City. And yeah, we are all going to be hoping for us to hold out for this first half as we come forward on the attack again. Maddison finding Vardy just at the corner of the Brentford penalty area. He holds the ball, however, is being marked very well by the Brentford players. He's forced to play the ball backwards. Madison gets tripped up on the outside of the area, and Brentford will regain possession. Ball currently with Tony as he plays the ball forward on the wing. Brentford continuing to try to move forward. However, Sumare gets in there and just gets a foot in on Sergi Canos to force the ball out for a Brentford throw-in. I think there's two opinions that you can have on the Newcastle buyout. There's obviously the problem of like human rights issues and the like. But I think I want to speak more on the phrasing of around. A lot of people have just been unhappy about the fact that there's another rich team in England. I'm not that concerned about it. I don't think it should change, at least from a Leicester perspective, the Leicester City grander game plan. We still want to be in there challenging with the teams. If there's another team with money, there's another team with money. And honestly, Newcastle United, they've had a fan base that have endured quite a lot over the last few years. So, you know, if I had to pick a team that wasn't Leicester City to suddenly get that much money, Newcastle are a team that's earned that. Yeah, very optimistic here with the scoreline as it is. Brentford have been playing very well, so the scoreline does deceive a little bit. I think this game has been fairly level since the goal, but Brentford were playing very, very well out the gates. The goal has given us the chance to sort of get into the game and sort of level the playing field a little bit. However, I definitely think we will see more goals coming. Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure which way that relationship could end up going, as whether Newcastle would end up feeding Inter or Inter could end up feeding Newcastle, because honestly, they're both very big teams in terms of their branding. Both teams are they have very global fan bases. Of course, English teams tend to be bigger brands than those in really any other league, apart from maybe your like your Bayerns or your Barcelonas, obviously, but a team like Inter, which is sort of like in amongst your challengers, they are one of the very global teams from Italy. I'd say they have a comparable brand to that of Newcastle. So it will be interesting to see which way that relationship ends up going. So they have sacked Steve Bruce. Yet unclear who they are going to be hiring as their replacement, though. Play has resumed after a hard tackle on Yuri Tielemans, but Tielemans is back on his feet, I believe. Ethan Pinnock now has the ball in the Brentford defensive third. They are just showing the shooting stats at the moment, and it is 9 shots to 2 in favor of Brentford. So that shows the kind of pressure that Leicester City have been under so far. However, it has been only 3 shots on target to Leicester City's 1, and of course that one was the goal. Onyeka is now down, clutching his leg at the moment. Looks like that may have been a bit of a hard tackle. I will keep you updated on that. They are now showing Chalar Soyuncu on the screen as well, so it looks as though that may have been a tackle from him as the replay now comes in. Yeah, unfortunately, just a poorly timed challenge by Soyuncu. He gets his foot in just after Onyeka had played the ball over and just catches Onyeka on the sort of ankle and side of the foot with his studs. Showing a little bit of concern, Soyuncu is, however, it doesn't look like it'll be a booking. And does look at, Onyeka is back on his feet, so he will stay in this game. As Leicester City regain possession and now look to move forward. Brentford coming back in numbers. James Maddison cannot get the ball past the Brentford wall that was set up in front of them, and now Brentford look to break, again in numbers. But a nice interception by Boubakary Soumare gives us the chance to now move forward and break ourselves. Very, very back and forth that this game has been so far. So now Iheanacho plays the ball over towards Tielemans. Tielemans will find Ricardo on the wing. He plays the ball back towards Tielemans. A lot of both blue and red shirts in the Brentford defensive third at the moment. Ball is played back towards Soyuncu. Soyuncu will find Castagna on the opposite wing. However, they're forced to play the ball backwards, and that will go all the way back to Kasper Schmeichel from that play. Nice to see you tuning in. I can do a quick run through of the players for Leicester City. So we're playing a 3-4-1-2 at the moment. Quick attack from Brentford here, so I will just get back to the squad in a moment, as that does seem to calm down a little bit. Rico Henry now having the ball out on the left wing. He'll play it out towards Jensen. And yeah, they are forced to play the ball back. So I'll quickly rock through the formation. Schmeichel, Amarte, Evans, Soyuncu is our goalkeeper in defense. Pereira, Tielemans, Soumare, Castagna in midfield. Madison sitting just behind our two forwards of Nacho and Vardy today. Sorry. Yeah, so we were just talking about the way that a lot of us, especially fans tuning in from around the world, we are in different time zones. So for myself, I'm here in Canada. It is 9:45 in the morning out here. And yes, please, if you haven't liked the video yet, please drop us a like. We all love to see Leicester City winning. So if you are enjoying the match and you are enjoying the watch along, please drop a like on the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. As Brentford come forward on a break, great work by Soyuncu to get in there and stop the pass that was coming across. And looks as though that was offside anyways. So a little bit shaky there for a moment from Leicester, but we get away with it. And we will look to regroup with that free kick. That's awesome to hear, Z. So you live a few minutes away from the King Power, and when you're here playing at home, you can hear the fans cheering. Similarly, there's a lot of the stadiums in the downtown area here in Toronto, and yeah, anytime you're in the area, you can always hear the fans of either our baseball teams or our football teams cheering at any time. Do you get Premier League World in Canada like in the States? I don't think so. So for me, I at least watch the games through it's a streaming service called DAZN that has the broadcasting rights out here. I haven't seen Premier League World out here at least. Yuri Tielemans knocked down there, but play does continue. Iheanacho does win the ball just ahead of David Raya. However, he is in an offside position. There will be 2 minutes of added time as we just get past the 45-minute mark, coming up on 45 and a half. So there will be 1.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. A little bit of back and forth in the midfield around here. And Leicester City do regain possession, but we'll just hoof the ball forward. Looks as though we are just going to try to get in towards halftime at 1-0. And yes, so if any of you are enjoying the video, please drop us a like. We always like to see some good numbers on these watch-alongs to sort of show that Leicester City fans are tuning in from around the world for these games. We're coming up on the last minute of the first half so far. I believe there's a link you need to click if you want to have your name shown if you're commenting on Facebook. But great to see people tuning in from Botswana as well. Again, it's great to see the global reach of Leicester City. I know we've pulled in definitely a lot of new fans recently from Zambia with the signing of Dhaka as well. Brentford playing some nice one-touch passing football, trying to get the ball forward, and it will fall to Tony on the outside of the penalty area. He's well marked by Johnny Evans, though, who will play the ball out for a corner kick as we get up to 46.5 minutes. So we are likely going to be this is probably going to be the last major play of the game as Brentford will set up to take this corner. Yes, so if you can, please, if you are liking the video, smash those likes. Give us a subscribe. We are looking to get up to 8,000. We're very close at the moment. So if you are enjoying these watch-alongs, we got plenty of other shows giving you all perspectives on all things Leicester City. So please give us a like, give us a subscribe. And just like we were mentioning, we got some people tuning in from Zambia. As the corner comes in and is headed away, Brentford will try to recollect the ball on the outside of the area, and they do, but that will not find Tony. Sumari will head the ball out. It only finds Canos, who will hoof the ball hard, and that is up and over the bar, and that is half time. Jamie, I'm seeing you're in the stream. If you want to give me a thumbs up, I'll add you on.
How are you, pal?
A nice middling first half there. A lot of back and forth, but positive that we go in with the lead.
Yeah, nice goal from Yuri, wasn't it? Very similar to the FA Cup goal, just in the opposite corner, but ever so similar. We haven't played the best, though, have we? Brentford have been on top, I would say, but we've stuck at it. We've got a clean sheet for the first 45 minutes. We've taken the lead. There's going to be a lot more pressure for the next 45 minutes. So hopefully we can hold on to this 1-0 lead at half-time. Elijah, it's been great for the watch-along so far. You were saying about subscribers. We're only 50 short now. 50 short of 8,000. Can we make it for the end of the game, pal? Can we make it at the end of the game? You're going to get
keep fingers crossed for sure.
You're going to get yourself a cup of tea or whatever you drink over in Canada, and we'll see you at the end of half time. Yes, pal?
For sure. Thanks, Jamie.
Go on then. So, everyone, get your views in. Click on the link. We all know what the link is. I'll just get it out there. Let's get your views in. What do you think of the game so far? What do you think? What can we improve on? Any fans at the ground that want to come and see us? Do you think Vardy's a bit isolated out there? Click on this link. Click on that link that's in there now, and come and join us. Come and join us. See what you got to say. But it's half time. 1-0. So what do you think? What do people think? Let me just get the things up. The banners, right? Banners. There we go. Right. What's everyone's view so far? Come on, get your comments in. What do you think? How well do you think we're playing? Somebody's watching from Zambia. Brentford, 19 shots. 19 shots. Oh, we're going to the Champions of Europe. 5. Don't you just love the Premier League? Yes, it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? I think Brentford play like we used to when we won the league. Yes, they certainly do. Anthony, morning, Anthony. We aren't playing amazing, great goal. That doesn't matter. We're still 1-0 ahead. That's all that matters. 1-0 ahead. Getting battered apart from the scoreline. Yes, correct. It's tough. It's a very tough watch, isn't it? Oh, very tough watch, but in the lead. Can Brentford keep this pace going? Whoever the Facebook user is, I don't think they can keep the lead. I'm not sure Peter, I don't think Leicester have been lucky so far. I think we've just defended well, put our bodies on the line. Cracking save by Schmeichel. Shamari, yes. Oh, where it is. Shamari having a nightmare. I won't say he's having a nightmare. He's not in the game as much, is he? It's not been that kind of game. Brentford are pressing and pressing and pressing, and it's just not our type of game for them to be for Sumar to be playing. Unbelievable strike. Yes, unbelievable strike from Yuri. Absolutely fantastic. Very similar to the FA Cup winners' goal, like I've just said. Need a fresh pair of legs. So Sean says, Barnes, Lookman or Perez, yes. Casper is keeping us in the game, yes, but he hasn't made that many outstanding saves. He made the one from the corner. Let's just bring is that Samba or Somba? Samba into the stream.
Imagine you're a video game player. You've got 60.
No, he's gone. He doesn't want to come on now. But that's what you have to do. Click the link. He's not in the. Yeah, I know he's not in the game. He's just because the way Brentford are playing, Ants, I think you'll find. Pray Yuri signs a new contract. They were talking about it on the stream that I saw. I'm watching, and they were saying it's been on the table, but it's not there at the minute. He's not accepted it yet, or he's not looked at it yet. His visors haven't looked at it yet. Let's see what Matthew's got to say. Matthew, how the devil are you, pal?
Jamie, how are you, mate? All right.
So, what's your thoughts then on this first half?
I mean, we're very lucky to be 1-0 ahead, but sometimes games go that way, don't they? I mean, we've been absolutely battered. You just have to look at the stats, but I mean, an amazing strike by Tielemans, wasn't it? Absolutely from the top draw, that was. And hopefully, you sometimes see that in games, don't you? You sometimes see it. Hopefully, the second half might be very different. They've had so many chances, so much of the ball. Hopefully, the next half could be different, and we could hold on to this lead or possibly extend it as a positive, you know.
Lee Spencer wants to know, is Vestergaard the man to come on and control that defence for us? I don't think so.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Leave those Southampton boys where they are.
Anthony was saying Yuri's goal has got to be a contender this season. I think he's got top 2 contenders for the season, don't you think, Matthew?
That was better than the last one, wasn't it? That was better than the Man U goal. That was definitely. I mean, it came from nowhere, didn't it? And it absolute firebolt, that wasn't it? You know, keep no chance at all.
Anthony said they're cutting us apart. They are, aren't they? They are cutting us apart a little bit in defence. They're finding gaps that we don't seem to be having before, do we? All of a sudden,
no.
It's not. I mean, Simon said about Jamie Vardy. Who's better, Jamie Vardy or Yuri? I don't think Vardy's touched the ball that much this half, has he? Do you think?
We're not seeing him, but they're not giving anyone a minute to get on the ball, are they? I mean, fair play to them. I mean, absolutely press. No one's getting a chance to get on anything. But can they keep this up? I mean, that's the thing, Jamie. You know?
Yeah. I'm just going to bring. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to bring Ivan on from Sierra Leone. Just bear with us, Matthew.
No problem.
Hello, Ivan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you watching it in the cinema again, like you said this morning?
Yeah, I'm watching in the cinema just now.
What's your views of the first half? What's the view of your first half, pal?
Well, we don't play good. We don't play good. we need to put. But I'm happy for the first goal, but we need to put more effort to win this game because Arsenal next. So this
Arsenal next.
3 points very important for us.
Yes, we need these 3 points, don't we, Ivan? We definitely need these 3 points. So, is there anybody else there watching it with you from Leicester, watching Leicester, or is it just you, or is your fan club there?
No. Yeah, well, they are inside, but very noisy. They are
very
inside
noisy. Good.
So I just,
makes you feel like it's at the ground.
Yeah, very good. Need some little bit of this.
Don't blame you.
Come on,
Ivan. Come on, you foxes. Ivan, I'll let you go back and get your seat in the Samar. Cheers for joining us, pal. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Cheers, pal. We're going to bring Marek on as well. He hasn't got his camera on, so let's hope he's. Marek, how are you? No, he's not there. He's not there, unfortunately. So, Matthew, what do you think we need to do in this second half? Do we need to make any changes?
We need to dig in, Jamie. I can't see changing anyone up front is going to make a lot of difference because Jamie Vardy hasn't had a touch, has he?
No, not at all. Jam just says, doesn't matter at the end of the game if they've had 99 possession if we keep a 1-0 win. It's true, though, isn't it? It's the scoreline at the end of 90 minutes.
They've got to throw their bodies on the line. They've got to do everything, haven't they? They've got to do everything.
Yeah. Do you think it's because we've had 3 games in 8 days, 3 tough games in 8 days?
Not particularly, Jamie. I don't know. I don't think you can blame having 3 games in 8 days. I think we're up against a side who are said to Phil earlier, who every game is a cup final to them, and they are absolutely 100% up for it. And you can see that. I mean, it's only a little staging, but Jesus Christ, they make some noise, don't they?
Yes, they do. Wayne said that we need to keep the ball better. What can we do to keep the ball better? Is it?
I don't know because
do we need like a full court press? Start from Vardy and Nacho attacking first. Best form of attack, best form of defence is attack, isn't it? That's what
absolutely. But we're getting no time on the ball, are we? That's the thing. We're getting no time on the ball. I mean, retaining the ball is very difficult when you're against a team like this who are, to be fair, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I think. Let's hope the second half is slightly different, but it's going to be seat of the pants stuff, isn't it?
It certainly is. I think that's Sean that's just come on. Sean, how are you, pal?
I'm fine, you?
What do you think so far then, matey?
It was an amazing goal. Tillmans, and I think we'd Striker beyond.
Who would you take off for him? Who would you take off?
Nacho.
So you'd play Nacho and Vardy up top, would you? Do you think we're going to hold on to it? Do you think we're going to hold on to it, Sean? So it's 1-0 lead.
I think we can.
Rightio. All right, and Sean, I'll let you go because I've got other people on. We'll speak to you after the game, yes, pal?
Yeah.
See you later, mate. At the subs, Matthew, do you think we're going to make an early sub or do you think we'll leave it till the hour mark?
I think we'll leave it till a little bit later on, Jamie, to be honest with you. If we can hold on to this lead for another 15 minutes, I think we will make a late substitution, possibly. But I don't think there'll be any early changes, in my opinion. What do you think?
Daniel Bradley has put Thomas Frank has got an A grade in his homework against us, apart from the wonder goal. I think Thomas Frank has worked wonders with Brentford, and he's definitely done his homework, hasn't he? Honest, they seem to be matching us stride for stride, don't they?
Yeah, I mean they set up. Yeah, they set up very similar to us, and I think from the start they wanted to match us in every department, and they are doing, aren't they?
Yeah, Anthony's just said could switch it to a 4-4-2 and cut down on the space what they have. I think that means maybe bring Perez on or maybe bring Barnes on. I don't know. What 4-4-2? It could work, couldn't it? Wayne Clark has said this will not finish 1-0. We've got to get the next goal. I think he's right there. I don't think it will finish 1-0 as much as I want it to finish 1-0.
No, definitely.
Yeah, definitely need another goal.
You know, I mean, if it carries on like the first half did, it's not a 1-0 game, is it?
No, it isn't. Bertrand for Castagna and Barnes for Ricardo. That's switching the defence around a bit too much, isn't it? Maybe one of them change, maybe not both of them changes, Lee. But I understand where he's going, where he's coming from. I don't think you can change both wing backs straight away unless you are going to go to a 4-4-2. So are you nervous? Because what were you like before? Were you quite positive, or were you a bit nervous before the game? I can't remember what you said.
Yeah, before the game, Jamie, I know what start Brentford had, but I was really positive about this game, and I knew there'd be a lot of energy from both sides. I thought there'd be a lot of goals. We've only seen one goal so far. I think there's going to be a lot of goals second half by the look of it. Yeah, I'm very nervous about this, to be honest with you. It could go either way. It could swing either way for me.
Right. Elijah, when you're ready to come on any time when the game's just about to start, let me know. So just bring yourself on when you're ready. Let's bring Hunter in. Hunter, are you there? Hunter? No, another one that can't hear me. The internet's not very good there. Let's just bring Elijah in now. Elijah, what are you thinking? What are you thinking on this second half then? What do we need to do?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because the thing is where we've been concerning in allowing a lot of pressure from Brentford, we've still been very good coming back on the counter. So I'm not really sure what we would change that wouldn't then jeopardize us in the opposite direction.
Yeah,
it's one of the first times I've been stumped.
Yes, you normally got a word for everything, haven't you? Leah saying we'll win this 3-1 and we always end strongly, which is true, isn't it? We always end strongly. Anthony says that Brentford are no joke. Well, it's shown that straight away, hasn't it? Brentford are no joke whatsoever. They are a good team. So it's going to be no fluke, although they have lost the last 2 games at home. So, and Brentford haven't beat us since 1953. So it's in any form of game. So let's hope we keep the record going. I'm going to pass. I'll let you go, Matthew. Enjoy the second half, pal, and we'll see you after the game.
Cheers, guys.
Well, Elijah, I think it's down to you now to get some of your Canadian look, and hopefully we'll be talking about 3 points at the end of the game.
Yeah, I definitely am optimistic. I think as long as we can get a little bit more shut down towards the back line, perhaps we might see the wingers sitting back a little bit more. We might sit back with more of a 5 at the back. Could be a change that we'll end up seeing. But I'm optimistic. They are just showing the field now. Brentford players are out warming up. Looks as though the Leicester City players haven't come out yet, so it looks like there might be some lengthy halftime team talks going on.
See, I don't think, like I've said this before, I don't think Brendan's a bit of a teacup for. I don't know where you know that saying in Canada. He gets a bit aggressive and starts throwing teacups. It used to be an Alex Ferguson kind of thing. I don't think Brendan Rodgers is that, but I think he gets his point over quite strongly, actually. So hopefully we won't sit back. Hopefully we won't, and we'll just carry on. I think we need to start attacking a little bit more. Like I said earlier, defence, attack is the best form of defence. As long as we can do a press high up, a high court press right at the start, and get Nacho and Vardy attacking and pressurising. Just what Tony and Alumba have been doing for them. Exactly what they've done, we've got to do as well. I just hope we don't concede like a last-minute winner. That would be a last-minute equaliser. That would be absolutely awful. But right, I'm going to leave it with you then, Elijah. Enjoy the second half. They're just about coming out now. The Leicester players are, aren't they?
Yep, they're just showing them in the tunnel now.
Rightio. So I'll leave it with you, pal, and we'll see you after the game, pal.
Thanks, Jamie.
See you later.
So I am actually going to weigh in a little bit off of what Jamie was mentioning there, that I think, and I'm going to bring up Anthony's comment here. It is a little bit of a balance because, yes, this is a team that we can't really just sit back against and defend and expect to get a good result, because at some point they are going to break through and find a way to score on us. They already did at one point. It just happened to be offside. But I think that we do need to protect the defenders a little bit more. So I think this is going to be a big shift that's going to need to be put in by the wingers. And I'll tell you what, we are seeing now on screen at the moment, Patson Daka in a full kit. So it looks as though there might be a change happening up front. As the fourth official holds up his board, I'll let you know who's coming off for him at the moment, as Daka just does his final preparations before coming on. And yeah, definitely some excitement around Patson coming on. I will let you know who he's coming on for the moment that I see the board. They're still punching the numbers in. But yeah, it's going to be a nervous second half, but it seems very optimistic. So it is going to be there's a Brentford change coming on first. So that is Ayer, who is coming on for Ethan Pinnock. That is the first change that's being made. And knowing my luck there, as they show Ayer coming on, that's going to cover up the board for when Daka comes out. He's coming on for Jamie Vardy. So Vardy will not be playing the second half here. So a lot of people have been calling for this, a front two of Patson Daka and Kelechi Iheanacho. We are going to be seeing that today. And that's going to bring a nice mix to our front two, because we're going to have a very skilled ball player like Patson Daka with a player with very strong in his pace in Kelechi Iheanacho. And yeah, there you go. Family in Zambia. So we now support two teams in Leicester. Leicester is mandatory as a result. Yeah, it's one of those things, like there's always the players that when they come in and they put in a good performance for the team, you always see the fans from their country coming out in force. The Zambian supporters of Patson Daka are definitely one of them, as Leicester already come in on the attack, and Kelechi Iheanacho just can't find Patson Daka on a through ball there. He played the ball a little bit too close to the player there, and Brentford will clear for a throw. But Leicester this time coming out of the gates on the first attack rather than sitting back the way that we had before. We'll come in off the bat here with the please give us a subscribe, help us get up to 8K subs before the end of this match. So a little bit of a break as they are now showing. So Vardy has stayed on the bench. He's sitting next to Ayoze Perez at the moment, just having a little bit of a chat. Ball is now just being bounced around the halfway line a little bit. No real direction for Brentford at the moment as they do now move forward. A lovely pass by Nacho finds Maddison in space. He takes a shot from a long way out. Oh, and nearly. It was a great save by David Raya, and the rebound nearly falls to Patson Daka, who tries the audacious a flying volley, but unfortunately he just misses the ball. That would have been 2-0 had he caught that well. But good positive football coming up now from Leicester City. I'm a little surprised that Maddison didn't try to pass the Daka there, but it still created a quality chance. Ball now currently being passed around the halfway line. Nacho Amarte, Yuri Tielemans having a little bit of back and forth. Sorry, that's a Ricardo Pereira, not Yuri Tielemans. Trying to find either Nacho or Maddison there with a long ball. Ricardo was, but he only finds a Brentford player, and Brentford immediately try a long lofted through ball towards Mbeumo, but that won't find him. And Leicester City now sort of regaining a bit of composure. We're doing better at quick passes around the edge. Right as I say that, Maddison gives the ball away, but we're doing better at not letting the Brentford players get in and immediately pressure us. Ball now with Chalar Soyuncu, who will play the ball towards Castagna. Castagna finds Tielemans. Tielemans immediately gives the ball away to Canos, though Canos plays the ball across towards Tony, but his header will only fall into the arms of Kasper Schmeichel. A quality chance there, but the shot failed to deceive Schmeichel there. Honestly, a little bit of a letdown given how good the build-up play was there. I didn't see any signs that Vardy had an injury there. I think it might be a little bit of rotation. Wouldn't surprise me if Rodgers wants to play him at Brighton as well. And yes, let me put the scoreline banner up there. So it is Brentford 0, Leicester City 1 still. And for those of you who want to sync up, I'm currently at 48 minutes and 20 seconds. Vardy apparently has strapping on his leg, so we will be hopeful that he's okay. We'll definitely hear from Brendan after the match on that, should there be any sort of concern. Tielemans now has the ball, plays the ball out on the wing towards Ricardo, who immediately plays in Kelechi Iheanacho. He nearly gets past his man, but just gets tripped up by the Brentford defender. However, now it's Leicester not giving Brentford any peace. Yuri Tielemans getting in there and putting pressure on the man. Timmy Castagna getting in there and putting pressure on Ivan Toney. Brentford maintain possession, but what it does is it breaks up their momentum. Brentford now coming forward, but Brian Mbeumo cannot get that ball past the imposing figure of Chalar Soyuncu, who's been doing quite well this game so far. Hayden, just to answer your question, Patson Daka coming on at halftime for Jamie Vardy? I don't really think we can start tossing around hypotheticals like that. We're still relatively early in the season, with this being match week 9. Anything can really change across. Like, we've already seen the fact that with results, if they go our ways, we'll have gone from, I believe, 14th up to around 8th or 7th. So if we can put together a good run of form, I don't think we'll be talking about finishing 12th anymore. Brentford coming forward well, but Ricardo Pereira just gets in there and intercepts in front of Jensen. Not only that, but he doesn't give a throw in away. He clears that ball upfield and forces Brentford to recollect near the center circle. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for subscribing as well. Always great to have your comments. And then for the rest of you, please get your comments in. Like I was mentioning, this is a fast-moving game, so I'm doing my best to watch as much of the game as possible. But I will also do my best to get a fair number of your comments up on screen. So if you have anything to say about the match, any questions you'd like to ask, please get them in the comments, and I will do my best to discuss them. Brentford players calling for a handball on Soyuncu, which honestly I thought he had done as well. But play continues, and Brentford will gain the ball again just around the border of the Leicester defensive third as they try to get the ball in towards the penalty area. They will play the ball out on the wing towards Sergi Canos. His cross is blocked by Castagna, but he does get the cross in on the second attempt, but cannot find anyone but Amarte. That ball will fall outwards, and it will land at Norgard. Now ball with Madison as Leicester City regain possession. Chalar Soyuncu under a fair bit of pressure. He will manage to make his pass, and that ball will go out towards Sumare. Sumare will find Daka, and Madison, who plays a through ball trying to find Nacho, but he well overcooks that, and that will fall to David Raya, who will control that with his feet. 94 likes on YouTube. Thank you for mentioning that, Fee. We are 6 away from 100 on this watch along. So if you are enjoying the watch along, if you are enjoying the match, if you were enjoying Jamie's halftime talk, please give us a like on the video. Please subscribe if you aren't yet. We would love to get to 8,000 subscribers before the end of this match. Ivan Toney getting tripped up by Dan Amarte, and Amarte now bleeding a little bit from his nose, calling for play to be suspended for a moment so he can receive some treatment. It is a free kick to Brentford as they show the replay here. Yeah, it looks as though Tony may have been tripped from behind there, just the way that Amarte's feet were lining up, and trailing elbow may have just caught Amarte on the bridge of the nose. And thank you for all of you who have been liking this video on Facebook as well. Again, anything you can do in terms of like liking, sharing, subscribing, it helps us get these watch-alongs in our channel into the hands of more Leicester City fans the world over. That's how I discovered this channel. It came up on my recommended videos once because of the fact that people were liking and sharing. So please, if you haven't yet, please do, as it will help us grow the channel, get up to 8,000 and get more people the things that they'd like to know about Leicester City. Like I said, we've got shows coming up all through the week. They are actually now just currently showing some replays as well. The way that I'm able to sort of discuss things like this is, of course, because there's still a break in play as Dan Amarte is receiving some treatment. Looks as though we may have just gotten a cut on the bridge of his nose near his eye. Looks as though he'll probably just get bandaged up and will keep playing, but of course they have to stop the bleeding before play can resume. But he does seem to be okay physically, at least. And thank you so much, as Fee is letting us know we have reached 100 likes on the video. Thank you so much. Jam coming in and saying, who would have predicted for the first quarter of the season that Brighton would be 4th? There always is that sort of shock team that manages to do well, and a lot of people have been calling for that from Brighton for a while. You know, Graham Potter, he's a good manager. It'll be interesting to see exactly what his level is, but he has been doing impressive things with Brighton. He hasn't been found out yet. Like, his tactics are still staying reasonably fresh. I don't know if they are going to be staying in the top 4 through the whole season, of course, because, of course, it's a long season, and normally things do start to level out. But honestly, full credit to them. Regardless of what your schedule is, you do the best you can with the games you've been given. And for Brighton to get into 4th, very impressive. Dan Amarte has really stepped up this season. He gets a lot of stick, but honestly, for the last few matches that we've been seeing him in the Leicester City squad, he's performed very well. Against Manchester United in the FA Cup, done very well. They were just showing Ryan Bertrand warming up on the sideline there, so just in case Amarte does need to come off, but he is currently on the sideline receiving some attention. So Leicester now playing with 10 men at the moment. Brentford will hold the ball near the center circle. They will play a long cross trying to find a Brentford player, and they do. However, it will not be a solid header, and Soyuncu will clear that ball up towards Patson Daka. Daka finds Tielemans as Leicester City now look to break. High ball looking for Nacho, will only find David Raya, but Iheanacho gets in there and pressures Raya in an uncomfortable pass, but will find the Brentford player, as now Ayer will look to move Brentford forward again. He will find Canos. Canos forced to play the ball back towards him, however, and Brentford now just playing a little bit of back and forth near the halfway line. I haven't seen Amarte coming back onto the field yet, so I will keep you posted on that, as a good cross across will find Ayer. However, his pass across goal will only find Ricardo Pereira. He megs his man, and now Leicester City look to move forward. James Maddison will play the ball in towards Nacho. Nacho plays the ball up and over, but unfortunately that cross will get deflected, and that is cleared by Brentford. And now the ball falls to Sumare on the midfield line, and Castagna will now recollect. All right, let's take a quick look through. I don't think Amarte's nose was broken. He wasn't bleeding like from the nose itself. It looks as though he just got a cut on the surface of his nose. But of course, you're not allowed to play if you're bleeding in any way. So they are going to be doing their best to just sort of get that bandaged up. As Leicester City move forward now, it's Sumare on the outside of the area. He himself will take the shot and force a save out of David Raya. A very, very powerful shot from Sumare there. And that will be a Leicester City corner kick. Leicester have come out of the second half to play both teams again. It's been a very, very level field so far, which is good for us because Brentford dominated for maybe the first 10, 15 minutes of this game. So for it to be this level in the second half shows that Brentford haven't made any tactical changes that may be usurping Leicester's play. And we'll definitely be hoping to see some positive play from Leicester here. Leicester City have a very good scouting team, a very good development system, of course, as well, with the Seagrave facility that's been built. I can also now report that Dan Amarte is back on the field as Brentford make their second substitution of the game. It will be number 9 coming off. So that is... Oh, sorry, it's Marcus Forrest, number 9, coming on, and he is coming on for Brian Mbuemo, number 19. So there is a change coming up front for Brentford, as James Maddison just trying to show Marcus Forrest that he thinks he's getting a little close, fakes the corner kick and forces him to move out of position a little bit. And it looks as though this is going to be played in long, and it is trying, but he cannot beat the first man. We've been saying that a little bit about Maddison's corner kicks, that they've left a lot to be desired, as now Leicester City are forced to play all the way back to Kasper Schmeichel. So that is going to be the end of our momentum there. Schmeichel plays the ball high and long, but will not find anybody red or blue there, and that is out for a Brentford throw-in. A lot of us were a little bit concerned about our signings just as they started in, because they didn't get settled immediately. Daka, Sumare, Lookman impressed from off the bat, but sort of the two hallmarks in those two players, they were a little bit slow to get settled. However, it's been very positive from them lately. James Maddison on the break gets tripped. I would have thought that was a foul, but play continues. So in the referee's eyes, it was a fair challenge. Chalar Soyuncu makes himself big and stops a break from Brentford there, but Brentford maintain possession near the halfway line. Yeah, definitely concerning from corner kicks. I think Mark Albrighton has probably been our best corner kick taker, but he's, of course, out with a knock at the moment. As Brentford come forward, it is Onyeka out on the wing. He plays the ball back towards Christopher Ayer, and he's forced to play the ball back all the way towards Pontus Jensen. Brentford now moving forward again, though. It was Forrest trying to move forward. He pulls Soyuncu down, and but play was called back for a free kick, which I think Ivan Toney thought was his. No, it was a Brentford free kick, but it was the referee wants them to actually set it up. He did not want them to take it quickly, so he's forcing a wall as Maddison protests a little bit. So just a little bit of a calm moment here as Brentford set up for this free kick. Just showing Ivan Toney as he gets set up in the penalty area. Not quite sure who's going to be taking this one. It looks like it's going to be Matthias Jensen as Maddison tries to encourage some players to come forward on the wall. A little bit of defensive disorganization by Leicester City at the moment. Players just trying to direct each other. as Brentford set up to take this free kick. Things have calmed down a little bit. Cross is played in. And Sumare will head it up and out for a Brentford corner. So reasonably well defended by Leicester City there. And that will be a Brentford corner. All right, Brentford setting up. They could take this short. They could take this long. A lot of players set up in the penalty area at the moment. A little bit of shoving going on. Cross is played in, and the header does beat Kasper Schmeichel, and that is an equalizer for Brentford. It is Matthias Jorgensen who has scored, and that is Brentford 1, Leicester City 1. But it is the 60th minute. There is half an hour to go in this game. This match is far from over. We have seen some positivity from Leicester in this match, and I don't think it would be fair to say that this game is done yet. Could still go either way. Cross came over. It was a very well-played corner and a very well-played header by Jorgensen there. Really gave Kasper no chance there. He gets up there. He meets it just enough to get the ball out of reach of Schmeichel. And just across the face of the goal, it will go into the side netting. Really, the kind of corners that we want to see Leicester City themselves playing, as that will get them their equalizer. Yeah, a very fair header, very good header. I don't think we can really downplay that. It was good play, and they earned that equalizer. However, again, now it's just going to be a matter of Leicester City have to get settled. We can't let that rattle us. And we got to now look for an equalizer. Sumare holding the ball in midfield at the moment, looking to see if he can find a pass, but it's a good line by Brentford, plays an offside trap, and Leicester City forced to hold the ball in midfield. It is now with Ricardo out on the wing. He fools Ayer a little bit, plays the ball back towards Yuri Tielemans, who will play the ball back into defense towards Johnny Evans. Just looking for that key pass that we can make. A little bit of passing back and forth at the moment. Ball now with Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans will find Daka. Daka will find Nacho in the penalty area. He comes back up, finds Patson Daka, who heads the ball, and it is just up and over the Brentford net. But a positive play there. And it shows that Leicester City, we don't think we're down and out yet. And a good bit of play there. Creates a quality chance, but yeah, Daka just puts a little bit too much power on the header and puts it up and over Brentford's net. A lot of players crowded around as David Raya will play this ball short. And Brentford will look to play out from the back. But Leicester City now playing a high press, forcing them to change the wing over. And the ball is with Christopher Ayer at the moment on the right wing. He'll play the ball forward. And Çağlar Söyüncü will take out Sergi Canos. And that will be a free kick. And it looks as though Söyüncü will be the first Leicester City player to enter into the book. The referee has his card out as he shares some words with Söyüncü, and there is the card. Patson Daka will find a goal. I think we're all pretty hopeful on that. Yeah, looks as though Canos tried to jump over Söyüncü, but as he tries to land, he just catches the tackling leg of Söyüncü. But it was a poorly timed sliding challenge there, and Söyüncü will enter the book. Jams, you will have missed the Brentford equalizer there. It was a quality header, but we will, of course, be hopeful for Leicester City to continue on and push forward. We did have a quality chance through Patson Daka, a header that did go just up and over the net. At the moment, Brentford looking to play a cross in from this free kick. Looks as though it will be Jensen to play this in, and he does. High cross comes in, will find his man, but looks as though he was offside there, and a free kick to Leicester, which we take quickly. Trying to find Nacho in space, and nearly he breaks free from two defenders. However, Sergi Canos will regroup with the ball up on the left wing at the moment. He will play the ball forward. A little bit of back and forth along the wing. Tielemans will regroup and collect the ball, and some lovely play there by Ricardo Pereira to get away from his man. He finds Madison with space in the middle of the park. Brentford coming back in numbers at the moment. He plays the ball back towards Ricardo. Ricardo plays the ball across, trying to find Castagna, which he does. Castagna not selfish. He tries to play the ball back towards Madison, and that pass does get intercepted. But again, quality build-up play from Leicester City at the moment. We're not sitting back. Ball is currently back with Kasper Schmeichel after Brentford regained possession there. And Johnny Evans now plays a high lofted ball trying to find Kelechi Iheanacho. But the problem is that Pontus Jansson is a very dominating large figure in their defense, sort of playing the Dana Marte role at the moment for Brentford. So the lofted through balls just aren't finding Kelechi Iheanacho. Jansson with a hard challenge there on the back of James Maddison. Both players on the ground. It is a free kick for Leicester, although it looks as though Jansson came out of that the worse for wear. Just showing the replay here. And yeah, it looks as though what happened was Jansson goes in on Maddison, hits him in the back. And Maddison, as he falls, lands on top of Jansson's leg. Both players back up on their feet. And looks as though it's going to be either Castagna or Maddison to take this free kick from a distance. Brentford will be playing possibly a two-man wall here. Everybody taking their time setting up this free kick. Maddison directing the attackers. Looks as though he's going to be hoping to maybe find a head here. But he could also play a short pass here either to Yuri Tielemans or to Soumare. He plays a high cross in trying to find Soyuncu, which he does. Soyuncu's pass finds a Brentford defender who will play it off of Johnny Evans and out for a goal kick. So apparently, as it stands, if we draw, we will stay 12th. But points are points. And again, we are still early in the season. And again, there is still about a half an hour left in this game as it stands. So let's not talk about placements yet. Ken, also, just to give a quick update around the horn, it is 0-0 between West Ham and Tottenham as well as they enter the 70th minute. My stream at the moment has me at 66 minutes here in Brentford. All right, so a little bit of play around. Has the ball coming forward for Brentford, but some nice pressure play by Çağlar Söyüncü. Intercepts the pass in front of Ivan Toney, and he will clear the ball out for a Brentford throw-in. And it looks as though a defensive change is coming as Yannick Vestergaard is fully kitted up, and it will be Söyüncü's day, which has ended, probably just hoping to keep him from getting sent off. Looks as though we may be playing more aggressive defensively. Just want a player who might be able to pick up a booking. And yes, so it will be Söyüncü off, Vestergaard on, another big player in center defense. Not the fastest player, but he will sort of help to stop aerial attacks as they come in. All right, Brentford look to take this throw in. It will be Jorgensen to take, I believe. Sorry, it will be Ayer to take this throw in. A little bit of jostling going on in the penalty area. Ball is headed up, will not fall to Toney. Backwards kick by, I think that was by Daka, will help clear the ball and Leicester regain possession through Castagna. Castagna with a high ball trying to find, not sure exactly who he was trying to find Nacho there, but he will only find the Brentford defender. But it is a Leicester City throw-in, and now we are coming forward in numbers. It will be Castagna to take this throw-in, and we throw it backwards towards Vestergaard. Vestergaard switches up the wing and will play it across to Amarte. Amarte just taking his time. He plays the ball back towards Tielemans. Tielemans back to Amarte. We're moving forward, though. Amarte plays the ball across to Soumare. Soumare will find Ricardo on the wing, and he will recollect the ball on the wing. Tries to find Ricardo again. Ricardo pressuring. He goes down in the penalty area. No penalty is given, and play continues. That will probably be reviewed when the ball goes out, but Brentford now have the ball moving forward. Plays the ball across, and that will fall towards Matthias Jensen. Jensen moving forward. He will find Sergi Canos on the right wing. Marked by Castagna. Tell you what, Yannick Vestergaard makes himself big, gets the ball ahead of Ayer, and plays the ball back. That ball does only find a Brentford player, though, and Brentford move forward again. Ball again with Ayer on the right wing. He plays across the field of play, and that will be intercepted by Tielemans. Ball now with Toney as he plays the ball up. That will be headed out by Johnny Evans. Cleared by Yuri Tielemans. Ball will not find Kelechi Iheanacho, though, and Brentford again regain possession. Lots of back and forth and play going on here. Ricardo collects the ball, and now Leicester City look to move forward with Soumare. His pass is intercepted. And that will be a free kick to Brentford, fouled by Sumare. And that will be a just a moment for everybody to calm down a little bit. It's Norgard who gets knocked down there. Thank you so much. Yes, just doing my best to keep the keep you guys updated on what all is happening in this match. Yeah, Sumare just a little bit of a shove in the back of Norgard. It was a pretty fair for that to be a free kick. No booking given, of course. Yeah, so let's hope that we finish strong in this game. Brentford with a free kick here. James Madison, both the wall and the director here as he tells people who to mark. High cross is played in, and header comes down, and that will be cleared by Johnny Evans as far as James Madison. Madison is marked, and he will lose the ball, and now Brentford come forward in numbers. They play the ball across goal. That will fall to Ayer. Ayer's shot goes off of Tony and out. Thought that went off of Tony, but it went off a Leicester City player apparently, and that will be a corner kick here in the 70th minute. You know what? Shades of Manchester United there, similar to the way that Maguire was dispossessed before the goal for Leicester City. It was almost looked as though James Madison just got dispossessed on the edge of our box to give Brentford really a quality chance there. However, we do keep the ball out of our net. Corner is played in, and Brentford do win that header, but Pontus Janssen cannot find the net, and it goes out the other side, wide left of the net. Apparently, West Ham have scored, so just during this break in play, I will quickly check that. Michael Antonio scores in the 72nd minute there, and that will make it 1-0 to West Ham. Just getting back to the Leicester City game, the goal kick has been taken, and before Patson Daka can collect the ball, just a foot comes in from the Brentford defender, and it is a throw-in just off the halfway line that Timmy Castagna will take as they show a replay of the corner kick. And yeah, Pontus Janssen gets way too much space there as now Brentford look to break again. Johnny Evans does a good job of intercepting the through ball there, and Leicester City look to regroup. A little bit of back and forth. Ball will fall to Johnny Evans, who will play the ball to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans gets the chance to just calm and collect the ball. He plays the ball to Sumare. Sumare, marked by two men, loses the ball, but Johnny Evans will then play the ball out towards James Madison. Madison under pressure, and we are losing the ball very easily when we get marked. Madison concedes a foul, and that will be another free kick to Brentford there. So it's a little bit raw at the moment. There's a lot to commentate on this game. As again, very fast moving by both sides. Brentford really starting to get a little bit more settled into this match as they look to come forward now with this free kick. Yeah, one more high-quality transfer window for Leicester City, and we should see some tight enough overall team structure. I think we hopefully a little bit of a good transfer window combined with the possibility of some players coming back from injury. As Brentford play in the free kick, they will win the header, but they will not find anybody with that header as Kasper Schmeichel collects and tries to start a quick break. He plays the ball to Nacho, but Nacho held up enough by the Brentford defense to give them time to come forward. But now it's a Leicester City break. It is 2 against the goalkeeper. Daka, non-selfish, plays the ball to Madison, and that is a goal. And that is the lead taken back by Leicester City. And what a lovely piece of play it was by all three of our forward players. Kelechi Iheanacho with the collection. He plays a beautiful, beautiful through ball via Tielemans towards Patson Daka, actually, who does a great job of moving forward with the ball. Full credit has to be given to Iheanacho, who maintains possession. Tielemans, who does a great job of playing the through ball to Daka, and then Patson Daka, who makes the run and is not selfish at all, does a great job to get ahead of Madison, ensure that it is a back pass so he is onside, and there is nothing anyone on Brentford can do about that. And as I pull up our second goal video, it is Brentford 1, Leicester City 2. things got a little bit shaky there for Leicester City at a moment, but this is what we have been talking about from Leicester, that we have been looking for, is that resiliency, that ability to continue to play against what might be the direction of play and score goals when we seem like we might be lining up to concede. Patson Daka deserves a lot of credit there for an amazing run and a great assist. People have been mentioning that it was a perfect pass by everyone involved, by Iheanacho, by Tielemans, and by Patson Daka. Excellent play there. Yeah, great play by Iheanacho there to both hold the ball and find Tielemans there. And Leicester City look to move forward again. Kelechi Iheanacho holding the ball against two players, but he does get dispossessed, and now Brentford look to move forward there. High ball up and over that will not find anybody except for Big Dan Amarte. An 89 pence super sticker from Fee. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. And yes, so now with I have 15 minutes left on this game. We need to keep it up. No slacking. We got to make sure that we don't give Brentford a chance to get back into this match. As looks as though Ricardo Pereira gets tripped up by, I think that might be Ayer, that might be Jensen. And a free kick, sorry, it was Force that gives away a free kick there. And that is a free kick to Leicester City in our defensive third. And we will surely take our time with that as we look to just tick this game on a little bit, calm things down, regain some composure, maybe grab a third. I believe that is Saman Ghoddos warming up on the sideline, and that will be another substitution made by Brentford. Saman Ghoddos is going to be coming on for, I will let you know as soon as I see the names come up. I can't recognize Brentford players by their faces too well. It will be Frank Onyeka coming off in favor of Saman Ghoddos. So an attacking substitution that will be coming on for Brentford. Fee is my personal advertising. Yeah, we do always appreciate Fee in the comments that you leave. Z coming in with an 89 pence super sticker. Thank you so much again. All these super stickers help us to support the channel. It helps us pay for our streaming services and keep everything going here. Of course, a lot of us hosts here, we do this on a volunteer basis just out of our love for the club. So thank you so much for helping to support the channel. Some lovely play by Leicester City defensively there. We do a good job of maintaining possession, stopping the play moving forward. And then we also win a throw-in just off the halfway line that we will, again, take our time with. Ball is played to Nacho, who plays the ball immediately back towards Ricardo Pereira. He cannot find Daka up front, though, and we give the ball away to Brentford. Just for a quick update here, Jack. So at the moment, it is the 77th minute and just after 10 seconds on my screen. If you'd like to sync up with me, 77 and 15. We are currently winning Leicester City 2 and Brentford 1. A little bit of tussle there as it will be a throw-in to Brentford, it looks like. And Iose Perez looks as though he's going to be coming on, and he will be coming on for James Maddison. So he will be taking over that number 10 role just behind the forwards. So lovely play from James Maddison to score that goal. He's getting a round of applause from the Leicester City faithful as Iose Perez, who put in a great match against Manchester United, comes on. He was immediately impactful. So we will be hoping to see some good play from him as he comes as Maddison comes off. And that should be all three substitutions made by both teams as Soumare has a little bit of a tussle with a Brentford player, and that will go up for a throw-in just in front of Yannick Vestergaard, and Timmy Castagna will run and take. James Maddison's not coming down the tunnel. He's taking a seat next to Ademola Lookman and I believe Kieran Dewsbury Hall, and just sharing some conversation about the match so far. Leicester City trying to play the ball forward, but again, Brentford doing a good job of being stalwart and stopping anything that we try to play up and over. And again, just a little bit of ping pong going on around the Leicester City defensive third, and it is out for another Leicester throw-in. And even that throw-in gets intercepted, so Brentford playing very, very aggressively at the moment. Lee, so if you are watching on YouTube, I believe on the chat window on the bottom, there will be your little chat box. And then beside it, I believe there's something that looks like a little dollar bill. And that should be how you can give a super sticker. You can put money on a chat And you can put a message in there and it will make it appear very boldly for me, so I know that you've given it in. I believe you can also leave what's called a super sticker, which is where it leaves a little bit of a design as well. Through ball is attempted to be played by Brentford there, that will go out for a goal kick for Leicester City as we just come up to the 80th minute here. Just for a quick update as well, in the 83rd minute, it does remain West Ham 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. So that, as that result holds, I will just take a quick look at the table. Leicester City will move up to 9th place as it stands if these results both remain with these same score lines. So Brentford are starting to get back into the game. They are really trying to push forward now after we scored the second goal. So we will be hoping that we can maintain our shape and our strength, especially in midfield and defense, because what we cannot do is give away a cheap goal this late in the match. Some good solid defending there by Leicester City, and Ayoze Perez even coming back and dispossessing the Brentford player in our defensive third, so showing that we are playing a little bit fluidly. But Perez gets marked up by 3 players, and Brentford will regain possession. Yannick Vestergaard regains the ball ahead of Ivan Toney and will play the ball out for a Brentford throw. And no worries, Jam. All good. And yes, Patson Daka doing very well over his last few games. Even where he's not directly scoring goals, he's doing a good job of being a key part of the setup. As Jorgensen plays in the throw, will not find Ayer, and that cleared header will fall to Ayoze Perez, who gets tripped up by the Brentford player, but that goes out for a Leicester City throw-in. Ayoze Perez just taking a moment to fix his socks. Yes, Patson Daka definitely coming in clutch here. He was instrumental through his run and his very smart pass to Madison. Leicester City lose possession pretty quickly there. That sort of right wing, right at the border of our defensive third, has been a worrisome point for us, and Brentford have been pressuring us there. So now we look to move up the left wing with Dan Amarte. He plays the ball to Ricardo, and Ricardo plays a high ball trying to find Nacho, and he does find him. Unfortunately, his footing just fails him a little bit, and he's forced to play the ball back a little bit. He takes the shot, and that goes just up and over the Brentford net from distance. So that will be a Brentford goal kick as we enter into the final 8 minutes of this match. So just to answer your question here, it is the 82nd minute right now for anybody who would like to sync up with me, 8204-0506. And we have 100 people in the stream on YouTube. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't, please like, share, subscribe. It helps the channel grow. It helps us find more Leicester City fans worldwide. We're looking to get up to 8,000 subscribers before the end of this match. We've got shows every day of the week. We got a pretty big team here at Leicester Fan TV. We don't just show the matches, but we also like to give analysis. We talk a lot about the women's team as well. Everything to do with Leicester City, we discuss it on this channel. All right, moving forward from Brentford there, but some nice play by Dan Amarte, gets in there and stops that attack. But again, he's marked forward by 3 players, but then after getting dispossessed, gets back in and just clears the ball right upfield. And great play by Dan Amarte there as we enter into the 83rd minute. 7 minutes to go here, and Brentford just looking to pile on the pressure at the moment. Johnny Evans does a good job of stopping that through ball. Yannick Vestergaard gets in. His ball that he attempts to hoof upfield doesn't go quite as far as we want. More height on that than anything else. But Ayoze Perez collects the ball, and now we break forward. Ball falls to Tielemans. Tielemans tries to find Perez again, and he does find him, but he just can't get the ball ahead of David Raya, and he collides with Raya and is down holding his head. Play hasn't been stopped yet as Brentford look to move forward. Hopefully Ayoze Perez is okay. Referee has stopped the play for the medical team to come on. Ayoze Perez holding his knee. Looks as though that was just an unfortunate collision there between David Raya and Ayoze Perez, both of whom are staying on the ground, the 2 Spanish players. The Leicester City medical team has come on as we see the replay here. Beautiful through ball played by, oh my goodness, beautiful through ball played there by Yuri Tielemans. Ayoze Perez does get to the ball first, but as Raya runs forward, unfortunately, just the ball plays into Raya, and then both players seem to collide at the knees, and If you've ever gotten hit in the shins, in the knees area, you know that is easy to get quite hurt there, especially the nerves that come down around your kneecap. Both players receiving some treatment, both players still on the ground. Players just assessing Ayoze Perez's knee as Raya is back up on his feet. Lovely to see some of you in the chat coming in and saying my messages for me during this break-in play. So yes, we are at 7.96K subs, so we only need 40 more of you to hit 8K. Thank you so much. So yes, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you just want more information on all things Leicester City. Sorry about that. That was the wrong one. That's what I was looking for. Yannick Vestergaard, been a bit of a mixed bag, I would say, in my opinion. He's done well in defense to stop some of the plays. But I've definitely seen like he tries to do things like hoof the ball upfield, and he definitely gets more height on it than he's been looking for. But you know what? For how worrisome we normally find Yannick Vestergaard to be, he's done fairly well. Lee Spencer with the 99 pence super sticker. Thank you so much. We always appreciate it. Unfortunately, on StreamYard, I can't see the design of the sticker itself, but thank you so much for using it. And yes, so you should be able to see your sticker in bold on the chat. Paul tuning in from Sheffield. Thanks so much for tuning in. Lovely results so far for Leicester, but Ayoze Perez has received some treatment and he has to go off the field. So right now, Brentford will move forward with the ball. And again, for the second time this match, Leicester City at 10 men following some medical treatment. Ricardo Pereira tries a clearance, but that will only hit a Brentford player. Ivan Toney now with the ball inside the Leicester City penalty area. Yannick Vestergaard does a good job of blocking a shot that comes forward there. And now the ball currently with Sergi Canos. He plays across that will not find Ivan Toney. Yuri Tielemans heads the ball up, but we are penned back in our defensive third at the moment. Brentford will collect the ball from that header, and it is Kelechi Iheanacho that's forced to press up around here. Patson Daka now coming in to try to defend, as well as Pontus Janssen plays the ball forward into the Leicester City penalty area. Johnny Evans does an excellent job of just stopping the run. I believe that was Force as he comes in towards the goal and gives Schmeichel the chance to just hold the ball, and he will certainly take his time as he plays a high ball across that will not find a Leicester City player. And now it's just a little bit of an aerial duel. Ayoze Perez is back on the field, but immediately gets knocked down. No stoppage in play for that as Brentford regain possession. And they will play the ball high across the field towards Sergi Canos on the opposite wing. Canos comes in. He tries to find, I believe that was Force, and that ball will go out for a goal kick, I believe. But I will keep you posted on that. It's up in the air at the moment in terms of can we finish in a Champions League position this year. I think we're definitely going to be aiming for it, but I think, honestly, if we can get into Europe again this season, then we will be continuing as we need to. Rojo, who just woke up in LA to a nice score, and Madison. Honestly, the Madison goal, if you get the chance to watch the highlights, please do. It was a lovely bit of play by 4 Leicester City players there. Iheanacho, Yuri Tielemans, Patson Daka, who definitely did the lion's share of the work on that, and James Madison all did a great job both on and off the ball there. Lee, I wish I woke up in LA. Leicester City regain possession now near the midfield line. Brentford putting a lot of players forward at the moment. This could leave them vulnerable to a break here in the last 3 minutes. And that is exactly what we try to do there. But some nice defending from Brentford stops Ricardo Pereira as he runs forward, and Brentford regain possession near the center circle. Ayoze Perez putting a little bit of pressure on as Brentford move forward. But that through ball will not find anybody as Dan Amarte gets knocked down by the Brentford player. And that is a free kick to Leicester City in our penalty area. A little bit of discussion going on with the referee. Just showing the replay here at the moment. So Dan Amarte does a good job of making himself big ahead of the run of Marcus Force. And Force just shoves Amarte down to the ground. He lands on top of the ball. And before Force has a chance to try to dispossess, a free kick is given. And again, you know that Leicester City are going to take their time with this. Yeah, for those of us that do, I will say even for some of us in the US, a lot of the games are early in the morning here. But it's always nice to see people showing their dedication to the team with being up at the necessary time to watch the matches live. Yeah, I think this is very fair. Even though Madison scored on an open goal, I think we also need to give him some credit. He did a good job with the run. He kept himself open in space. And most importantly, he kept himself in an onside position so that it would be a back pass. Honestly, without his support, I think it would have been possible for Raya to make a save there. So some credit does need to be given to Madison there. But most importantly, that should be a confidence booster for him. He played very well against Manchester United and Spartak Moscow as well. Now Leicester City moving forward again. Jose Perez plays the ball off the Brentford defender to Soumare, who will find Castagna in space. Castagna just outside the penalty area. He plays a crossover that will not... Oh! Kelechi Iheanacho does a good job of keeping the ball in play. So he now has the ball on the outside of the area. He plays a across goal, but that will not find a Leicester City player, and that is headed out by Brentford. Yuri Tielemans will recollect the ball and play the ball towards Ricardo Pereira, and we will just look to hold possession as 7 minutes of added time have been added on here, presumably due to the injuries there. Now, a little bit of back and forth. So Brentford do have some time to look for an equalizer here. So Leicester City will have to do our best to keep our shape there, as that is a lengthy added time period here. As Brentford have possession right now near the halfway line on the right wing, but some nice defending there by Timmy Castagna, reaches around the opposition player and puts the ball out for a throw-in. A little bit of applause from the coaching staff shown there, as now ball currently held by Ivan Toney. He'll play the ball to Canos. Canos cannot make his passes. That will be stopped by Johnny Evans. He gets the ball to Soumare, who's under pressure by 2 Brentford players, and Ivan Toney will poke that ball into touch, and that is a Leicester City throw-in that Timmy Castagna will set up to take. Castagna with the throw-in, he plays the ball to Daka. Daka will head the ball towards Perez, but that ball will not get to Perez, as the ball will then fall to Brentford. Brentford cannot maintain possession, though, and now Leicester City will regain in our defensive third, and now we just look to hold possession. Ball is played forward towards Iheanacho. Iheanacho coming forward. Jose Perez is there to support, but 5 Brentford players back. Nacho tries to go in alone, and unfortunately, he just gets overpowered by the number of Brentford players that were marking him. And now Brentford will look to break themselves, but they overcook that ball, and Vestergaard will just make sure that that ball falls calmly and coolly to Kasper Schmeichel. So yeah, 7 minutes is quite a long time, but I'll tell you what, we've already burned through 1.5 minutes of that. And Kasper Schmeichel will certainly take his time with the ball, as he has it in his arms now ahead of Ivan Toney. Will probably get us up to the 2-minute mark in extra time here, as we will now only have 5 minutes left to hold on to this lead, and perhaps even look for a third that could, of course, close this game up. A little bit of a tussle in midfield, as neither team giving each other a moment's peace. Brentford try to play a through ball upfield, but Dan Amarte will close that down in front of Marcus Force, and he will play it off Force for a Leicester City throw-in just in our defensive third. Looks as though it has been full-time whistle blown in East London, and West Ham have beaten Tottenham Hotspur 1-0. That is full-time there, as we come up to 92.5 minutes here in West London, rather. And Brentford coming forward on the attack right now. Ivan Toney takes a shot from distance, but as the fine folks on the Sheffield United way would say, if he thinks he's scoring from there, he's reading comics. Just showing the replay on that chance there. Again, just a tumbling around outside, and the shot is taken. That may have taken a deflection off of Yannick Vestergaard. Some frustration from Thomas Frank there. Probably would have liked to have seen a little bit more build-up play there. I will let you know if that's going to be a corner or a goal kick. I don't think that went off of Vestergaard, but there is a chance that could have happened. No, it is a goal kick that Kasper Schmeichel will take long, as we enter into the 4th minute of added time. 93 minutes 10 if you'd like to sync up. Kelechi Iheanacho not giving the Brentford players any peace there, as he gets in there and stops the Brentford defender from playing a high cross. And that ball will go out for a throw-in right in the back corner, which is exactly where Leicester City want the ball to be. Brentford will play this throw as long as they can, but it will not get past Ricardo Pereira, who gets knocked down. And that ball will fall to Madison, and a free kick is given against Pontus Jansson, who is quite unhappy with that. But you know that Leicester City are going to take their time setting up this free kick. All right, the ball currently set up for Yuri Tielemans, just inside the middle third. And he will play this short towards Soumare. Soumare will move forward. He'll play the ball out on the wing towards Pereira. Pereira plays the ball to Iheanacho. A quick back and forth between them. Ball falls to Perez. Header comes down, and Patson Daka with a volley with his back to goal, turns and shoots and fires the ball just wide of the net there. 94 minutes 20 as it stands. A lovely pass from Jose Perez that just doesn't find Kelechi Iheanacho. And that lands to Patson Daka, who audaciously turns, shoots on a flying volley first time, and just cannot get that shot on target. But it looks as though it was a deflection, which was why it didn't end up on target. A short corner is played, and Yuri Tielemans now has the ball on the wing. Ball falls to Sumare. Sumare now pressuring, I believe that was Jensen. Tielemans gets the ball. He plays the ball across to Patson Daka. Daka takes a shot, and David Raya will hold that ball as we enter into the 95th minute. So 2 minutes remain in this match as Brentford hold possession in their defensive third. Jose Perez currently up against the Brentford defenders, and a lovely sliding challenge there. I think that was even by Patson Daka. Gets in there and dispossesses Brentford, and we now regain possession. Iheanacho plays the ball up and over, trying to find Daka. Daka gets knocked down by Rico Henry. No free kick is given, and Brentford will regain possession as we come up to 95 minutes and 30 seconds. 1.5 minutes remain in this game as Johnny Evans stops the lofted through ball from Brentford, and we force them to go back to the center circle with Christopher Ayer. Ayer will come forward under pressure from Jose Perez. A Brentford player goes down in the area after a collision with Johnny Evans. No foul given either way there, as Saman Godos will pass the ball to Kasper Schmeichel for a goal kick here. There is 1 minute left here in added time. Just to answer this question, so I'm Canadian, so I sound like an American, but I'm just north of there. Thank you so much, Lee. Again, just doing my best to keep track of everything that's going on in this match. Again, very fast moving here. So as it stands, Kasper Schmeichel taking his time with this goal kick as we are into the last minute of added time here. 96 minutes and 20 seconds if you'd like to sync yourself up with me. Cross is played high and over, and that will only find a Brentford player, but Yuri Tielemans will collect that rebound, and that will hit the ground, and Jose Perez cannot win that, and Brentford regain possession, but Yannick Vestergaard just disrupts the run of Ivan Toney, forcing him out onto the wing. Toney plays across goal, and Johnny Evans does a good job of intercepting that, and that will be a corner kick to Brentford here. And this will likely be the last major play of the game here. So we'll have to make sure that we are solid defensively here as the clock ticks into the final few seconds. 7 minutes of added time have now been played, so this will be the last play of the game. We will be hoping for a good defensive play here to secure the win. A lot of tussling going on in the area as the cross is played in, and that will go juggling around the penalty area, cleared by Yuri Tielemans, and that is the final whistle. So full time here is Brentford 1, Leicester City 2. And I'll tell you what, with a rather rough run of games from a Leicester City perspective, to come off with 6 points out of 6 from the first two on that is a great result for Leicester City. So yes, final whistle has been blown. We have won this game 2-1. Great result for Leicester City. Let me just do a quick check on the table here. So with that result, Leicester City have moved into the top 10. We have hopped Arsenal on goal difference, and we are just behind Everton by 1 goal in goal difference. So as that stands with the end of match week 9, we now sit 9th, and we'll start hoping to move in towards our those European places. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We will, of course, be having our post-match discussion as well. I've seen Jamie has come in. I'm going to wait for him to get his audio and video set up, and he will hopefully be joining us as well. But let me add in the link for those of you who would like to join in as well. So here is the link if you would like to please join us on video. Anthony Beebe, big win, lucky, but we will take it. And I'm seeing dancing Jono over here. Jono, let me add you on the screen. What a result.
We were very, 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 very lucky. They were very good. Quality team. They deserved to win it. I think Brentford deserved something out of that. But it just shows that Brentford, Brendan's new tactics are working. We come back from the international break and we're performing 3 games in the trot now. We've won. Daka, another assist after coming on. So yeah, can't complain.
Exactly. You know, a lot of fans had been calling out for Brendan to change his tactics, and we have definitely seen, like, as we entered into this rough run of games, some lovely results. And Jamie, I'm seeing you're set up. Let me add you onto the stream as well. Good game. Like Jono was saying, a little lucky, a little nervous, but you know what? Great resolve from the team.
Well, we've played better and lost, haven't we? We've definitely played better and lost before. But we battled we weren't really at the races today, were we? But we got a 2-1 win. That's all that matters. We move on to the next game now against Brighton in midweek and in the cup. But yeah, 3 points is 3 points. 3 wins on the trot in 8 days. What more do we want? Like I say, we weren't really at the races, were we? But we got there through the end and got the 3 points. But Brentford show why they came up last year and why they're going to cause a lot of teams problems this year. They really are.
They're gonna stay. They've got a brand new stadium. They've got a brilliant manager, brilliant recruitment team. They're here to stay, and they're like Leeds. They just don't stop. They're constantly at your feet, and you can't stop them. It's just that you can maintain the pressure.
I will also bring up this comment from the councillor quickly for a discussion as well, that we came back from a trip out in Russia as well, and to come in and get a win against like a scrappy team like Brentford that have been doing so well in the Premier League since their promotion might be a little bit of an explanation as to why we were a little shakier when it came to our play. But the fact that, again, we showed that resolve, the Foxes didn't quit. Even after we gave in that first goal and it was called off for offside, even after we gave them that equalizer, we didn't let go of the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a break, didn't we? It was the old Leicester, wasn't it, really? It was the old Leicester, a bit of a counter-attack. They were attacking, weren't they, from a corner, and we caught them on the break, and Maddison scored his first goal in 22 games. So he got an assist the other day, and his first goal since last February, I think it was. No, was it February? Yeah, February, I think it was last year. So I'm happy for him. Madison's done well. He deserved that goal for the last couple of games he's played. But yeah, we fought hard. We got, like I say, got 3 points. That's all we needed, really. Well, not all we needed. We needed the 3 points, no matter what. So we got there in the end. That's all that matters. So, but 7 minutes, though, I couldn't believe 7 minutes. 7 minutes injury time. What's going on there then?
Because of Perez, wasn't it? He got clattered into the goalkeeper.
Yeah, there was the Perez injury. If I recall, was Danamarte's nose as well? Was that first half or second half?
That was early on second half.
Yeah, so that two injury breaks there as well, like where the medical team had to come out. Like I can kind of understand 7 minutes, but similarly, some nice resolve from the Foxes there to hold on for 7 added minutes. Like Brentford were relentless during that added time.
It was constant pressure. Thomas Franks has got his tactics spot on it now. We were lucky. We shouldn't have got the 3 points, to be honest. But we were lucky to get 3 points today. They deserve something.
Chelsea last week.
Say again.
Chelsea. Like Chelsea last week, they played phenomenal. They should have got 3 points against Chelsea.
Yeah. I mean, they've been unlucky in games they've played. They've been really unlucky. So hopefully he'll change the side. I think he'll change the side a lot, won't he, on the weekend? At the weekend in midweek against Brighton to give them a rest. Shame about Vardy's injury, wasn't it? Vardy, he's got some strapping on his calf, I think he said, on the stream I was listening to. So I'm not 100% sure what's wrong with him. But it showed that Daka can come in and do the job. Cracking assist from him. Could have been greedy, but did exactly the same as what Vardy would have done. Because I don't think Vardy would have scored. I think he'd have done exactly the same. And he did well. Saw a better player in a better position.
I'm seeing a fair number of people coming in. So, Jamie, if you've got controls over the broadcast as well, I think I might bow out so that you can get some of these more people on screen. I think people have had enough.
Well, I'm going to bring. All right, then. All right, Elijah. We shall see you later, pal. Thanks a lot. I'm going to bring Tom in.
Cheers.
See you, Elijah. Thanks for your help today. Much appreciated. Let's bring Tom in. Tom,
Hello,
how the devil are you, pal?
Well,
are you good?
3 wins in 8 days. What more do you want to be asking for? It wasn't the greatest performances today, but you take that ugly performance and another 3 points on the board.
It's a sign of good teams, isn't it? If you can win ugly when you're not playing well and get points when you're playing well, it's a sign of a good team. Let's just hope we carry on from that and keep getting them ugly wins, as you called it.
Yeah, I mean, early in the season, we'd have lost that game comfortably for me. There was no backbone to the performances. There was nothing there about us. We would have got turned over and probably lost 3 or 4-0, if I'm honest, with the performance we'd had. And today, just showing you how much Johnny Evans makes a difference to the team. Again, still concerns that we're conceding goals from set plays, but we still look more comfortable from open play with Johnny in the back there, marshalling the team.
Go on then, Jono. Go on, Jono. Set plays. You were about to say something.
Out there. There's one other player missing out who is fundamental to this team. That's Tielemans. He, for me, he played phenomenal today for me. That goal was world class. I think it was brilliant. I mean, if we need to do anything to sign that contract.
Yeah, let's just bring Sean in. Let's just bring Sean in just quickly while everyone. Sean, how are you, pal?
I'm fine, you?
Are you happy with that result? I know it wasn't quite 4-2 like you said, but you got half the score right, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you're happy with 3 points, yes?
Yes.
Good lad. And are you going to the game on Wednesday night against Brighton in the Cup?
Well, I want to, but Mum said I can't.
Oh, blimey. You've got to do what your mum says. You've always got to do what your mum says, haven't you, lads?
Yeah.
So who'd be your man of the match then, Sean, today?
Well, I didn't watch it, but I think I think
Tielemans, good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. Sean, I'm going to let you go. So I've got Jack waiting outside the ground. So cheers for joining, and I'll see you next week, Sean. Yeah? See you later, pal. Let's bring Jack in. Right, Jack, are you there? Ross is there. How are you, Jack? You all right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Come on then.
Yeah, we know because we can see you. What do you think then? What was it like being in the ground, pal?
Yeah, you.
What was it like being in the ground, watching that game? What did you think? No, Jack's gone. Ross, are you there?
Yep, I'm there. Sorry. I've got a mute because in case you couldn't hear Jack or anything. Oh,
what did you think to the game then?
We win it. Well, any day you win ugly. Whether you play bad or good, you win ugly. And, you know, last year we may have crumbled on that. You know, teams that are not so big, as they say. You know, sometimes we could go and win Man U and then lose to somebody else. So I'm glad we've won 3. You know, let's be honest. A few weeks ago, we all predicted we would win none of these games. The way we were playing.
Yeah.
And you know, our hands up. I thought we weren't going to get anything out of these 3 games, and we've gone and beat won 3 games in a row, which is amazing. But Tielemans, I know he did win 2-1. And honestly, Tielemans, what a strike! Oh, he's got them in his locker. Do you know what he's doing? Here's the question though: is he playing to get a move? Playing that well?
I don't think he's. We'll talk about that another night, Jack. Russ, we'll talk about that another night. Reedy, how are you, pal? You all right?
Yeah, man at match Tielemans, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt. And obviously, to be fair, Brentford played well. You know, not taking away from them. I thought they were really good. You can see why they're in the Premier League. So there you go.
Reedy's gone. Right. Let's just get rid of Reedy because he's not replying. Jack, how are you, pal?
Fantastic. Great
what
win.
What did you think to that?
Great win. Brentford, credit to them, worked really hard. They pushed us quite well in the game. Right force from set pieces of Brentford. And they're a very good side who will stay up this season. Leicester worked hard for that win and we got it in the end. Great goal from Yuri. And Daniel Amati, what a rock at the back, man. I'll put him as my man of the match, Jamie, before you even ask.
Yeah, I think Daniel Dakar. Who did you say, sorry? Daniel Amati.
He said Amati, yeah.
He said Amati. I thought Amati was outstanding. 7 out of the 9 games we've had wins at while he's been playing.
Daniel Amati, yeah.
Yeah. Jack, I'm going to let you go because you're breaking up a bit. So I'll let you go, pal. We'll speak to you later, mate. That's outside broadcasting for you. Sometimes it don't work. These set pieces we have, we keep conceding goals from set places, don't we, Tom? Why don't we have a man on the corner, man on the post from the corner, at the back post?
Oh, don't get me started on that. That's another show in itself, isn't it? As defending set pieces and how we should be setting up. For me, always taught as a schoolboy, one at the front post, one at the back post. You mark the post, get less space for them to go in, the ball to go into. And for some reason, we don't like to put anyone at the back post. We have a man at the front area and we mark the front zonal area, but every single time at the moment, the back where the goal's going in is the back post. So get someone on there. I'd rather have someone on the post than marking the space at the moment. For some reason, we do a half and half of a half zonal mark and half man-to-man mark, and it's not working because we're conceding goals most weeks from.
Right, the boss is here now, so let's put the boss on. Phil, are you ready? Are you ready to come in? There we go. Let's add the boss in. He's made it in just in the nick of time. I'll let him take over now.
Thanks, Jamie. You've done an absolutely fantastic job for me today, stepping in at half-time and full-time. Thank you very much for that.
Shame I don't get your wages.
Well, one day you'll earn the big bucks. Hey, listen, who's the one who's living the life in Spain running a football bar?
Jamie's closed in the sun by the look.
Yeah.
Jamie's got that look. Jamie's got the look of closed down, letting himself go a bit rough around the edges, and it's shut down time.
Yeah, I need my hair cutting. Anyway, enough about me. Football. Let's talk football. Go on, Phil.
Tomorrow morning, haircut, 10 a.m. Put it in your diary, Jamie. Alfonso's in Alcudia. Yeah, listen, I thought, what a great week. That's what I want to start with. I'll start with you, Jono, on that. What a great week. I mean, literally 8-9 days ago, a lot of Leicester fans, myself included, were a bit like, where is this season going? But what a week we've just had.
I think the first statement, for me, the season changed once Brendan changed the tactics to 3 at the back. We need an international break just to rethink, like, go back to drawing board. What's happened so far didn't work. Went back and go, right, what worked last season? 3 at the back. As soon as we did that, we've been a different team. Manu were quality. We went behind 2 goals in Russia, and we came back with Daka scoring 4 amazing goals. And today we didn't play well, but we resisted, and Tielemans got a massive screamer, and Daka assisted Madison. So I think even though we didn't play well, we're winning. So keep us going.
Yeah, I mean, Tom, Jono says there about Brendan changing tactics slightly. Would you agree with that? Do you think Brendan said in that international break he was going to not kick people up the backside, but they were going to work on a lot of things? What do you think? It's amazing what that week has done.
Look, let's not get wrong. This is a hell of a win today. It wasn't the greatest performance. Coming off the back of a trip to Moscow as well. We haven't changed that many players from the trip to Moscow. So, if we're expecting them to play Thursday and then Sunday again, and at all the travelling time as well, I'll look over the top of that. And then if you listen to the comments from Brendan in the week, it was quite interesting last week before the game, where he said, I took Maddison to one side and showed him clips of what he used to do and how he was playing beforehand, to try and say, go back to what you were doing. So don't try and overcomplicate it. Just get the ball and look for that 10-yard passing behind for Everards, for Nacho. And we're starting to see that again now. It was massive. I mean, today, there's so many people who could stand out and say man of the match for me in different ways. Daniel Amati, a rock at the back, as Jack's already said. But Tielemans with a wonder strike and a wonder pass. I mean, if you look at, Nacho does the doggy work, hold the ball up. But that pass first time from Nacho to lay Daka in on goal, taking the ball on the stride, what a pass from Tielemans that was. No mucking around. The vision was there. He knew where Daka was going. And also, fair play to Madders. He kept running. How many players would you see stop once Daka had gone through on goal? He was running to make sure that Daka had an option. And it's the way we were playing at the beginning of last season. If we go back all the way to the beginning of last season, that first 10, 12 games, we smashed Villa apart. We were smashing teams apart for fun because we were playing this 1-2 touch, tippy-tappy football at pace. Beginning of this season, we weren't playing with pace. We were passing the ball too slow. We were taking 2 to 3 touches instead of the 1-touch stuff. And we really have drawn it back into how we were playing last season. Yes, defensively, we're still some question marks there. And we do look a bit leggy at the back in play at times. But look, we've seen it out today. And like I said at the start, from my point of view, 3 wins in 8 days. We now get Brighton in the Cup on Wednesday night. Join me for the watch-along. That's going to be a good game, by the way. And we can probably give some of the fringe players a game and, and probably not take it as serious as we normally would. I think you'll see Dewsbury Hall get a game in midweek, Chowdhury get a game in week. Daka and Natch probably will start again. I think Vardy will get rested. Not sure what his injury is yet, and we'll find out. But we have gone back to the basic stuff, what we were doing well last year. And fair play. Do you know what? We all slated Brendan before the international break to say he got it wrong. He knew he was getting it wrong. And any great coach does, he finds a solution. He's found the solution, and he's gone back to that 3 at the back, what was winning in games, at the back end of the season, and that won him an FA Cup, remember.
Right, let's move to Jamie. What I want to know, all of your views, and please put it in the comments as well, is man of the matches. Let us know who was your man of the match today. Jamie.
Well, I think, like Jack said, I'd go for Daniel Amati because I thought he was outstanding again. I thought Patson Decker came on for the 45 minutes. I thought he played really well. He actually was tackling. He was tracking back. He was quick. He was running the lines behind the defenders. But for the whole Daniel Amati for me, he's just been a rock. He's just been immense. 7 wins out of the 9 games he's played, and he gets a lot of stick and he puts an effort. He puts 100% in all the time. So my man of the match would be Daniel Amati.
Daniel Amati for you. Jono, what's your take on it?
I can't pick one. I got 2.
Go on then.
Tielemans and Amati. Tielemans 2, wonder striking and a wonder pass. And Amati was just solid at the back. Tielemans was a big hand in winning the game. Amati was big hands making us win the game. So I can't pick one. I've got 2. I can't pick one. There's 2 for me.
Yeah, and Tom, your man of the match. The councillor says Yuri with a shout out to Sumari. A couple people going for Sumari.
Look, Tielemans will take the headlines for the goals and the assists today. Well, one of the passes of the season, in my view, so far with that pass. But let's not get anything wrong. Daniel Amati gets slated most weeks for doing something wrong. He put in another performance as Jamie said. As Jamie said, 7 out of 9 wins with Daniel Amati in the team says a lot about Daniel Amati this season for me, and the boy deserves a lot of credit today. He's done another performance, and it's nice to the Leicester fans singing a song for him. It was so, yeah, Daniel Amati.
What is that noise?
The dog's under the table, and he's playing with his squeaky ball under the table.
It's between your legs, Jamie. Yeah, I was going to say the dog is between your legs.
That's why I'm holding his ball.
Holding his what? Sorry.
Just one thing now. We're in 9th place now. We're 1 point behind the top 5. If Brighton are in 5th place, so it's so tight again. 1 win takes you up, and 1 win takes you down places. So we've just got to keep it rolling. Go on to the next game, which is in the league, anyways. Arsenal, isn't it, next Saturday? So we've just got to take this form into next week now, haven't we? Brighton, and then the Arsenal game afterwards.
Yeah, and again, I can't check the table straight away, but I think we're on virtually the same points as Arsenal at the moment. As
we're on Arsenal. Yeah, we're better on goal difference. They're -3 on 14, and we're on level goal difference and 14. Everton are on 14 with +1, and Man U are on 14 with +6. And Spurs, who lost again today, are on 15 points on -4 goal difference. In 6th place.
Close, so tight now in that league, and like you say, 1 win and we could be into 4th, or up to 5th by next weekend, depending on results. So, look, Everton are free falling, Tottenham are free falling at the moment. So it's our opportunity to keep taking these victories when we get them. And look, Arsenal ain't going to be an easy game next week. They've not had a great season like us. In some ways, people will say they were having a poor season. We're on level with points with them, so that says it all from my view. It's going to be a very, very close game going on next week.
Chris says he thinks that was your chair going lower and lower, Tom.
That's quality.
Yeah, Lee Spence
the only thing is, yes,
put your chair up, Tom.
He just has to move the camera down slightly.
There we go. Listen, lads, it's been a great day, a great 8 days for Leicester. We've got Tom. You are doing this week's so busy on Leicester Fan TV. Again, I've got my show tomorrow night at 7:30, where we've got lots to talk about. We've got Tuesday night is a WSL show with Jack. Wednesday, Tom, you're doing the watch along for the Brighton game in the League Cup.
Definitely be a good game. That will be.
Then we've got the prediction show on Thursday night, which is great. If you've not seen that yet, do tune in. Friday night, we've got Reedy. Saturday is another watch-along show, but of course, a lot of us will be back down at the King Power Stadium for that. And then Jamie, an aftermath show, Jamie. Blimey.
The famous Fox's Aftermath show is at 10 o'clock.
Winter hours.
It's winter hours.
Yeah, it's now the winter hours.
Should we start a competition? What does Jamie do with the extra 30 minutes on a Sunday morning?
In bed.
In bed.
Gives me more time to research what I need to talk about.
As long as you're not playing with your squeaky balls for that extra 30 minutes.
No, I have to put some WKD on them. WD 40.
Woohoo!
Bit fizzy, that is.
It is.
Listen, Jamie, thanks a lot for standing in at half time and full time. You're a legend.
You're welcome.
Thanks for that. Jono, as ever, great to get you on with your views. And Tom, as ever, thank you for all your views. We'll see you later this week. I'm going to say thanks to all the guys, but most of all, thanks to you guys for all your comments. Elijah, what another amazing watch along. Thank you so much for Elijah. Absolutely outstanding job he's done today. Last few comments in there. The councillor says, big game against the Gooners next week, also against Brighton in the Cup. We'll keep the confidence up. And again, 2 games in a week absolutely would be amazing if we were to get 2 more wins. Lee, the answer to that is no. It's Jamie's balls that are making the squeaky noises. Imran says, what a difference a week makes. Anthony wants to know, Jamie,
See, he's been in America too long. He probably doesn't know what WKD is, does he? He probably wouldn't realise what it is.
Indeed. Listen, thanks everybody for all your views, all your comments again. Join me tomorrow night at 7:30 for the watch along. Great week to be a Leicester fan. Man U home win, away win in Moscow, away win at Brentford, which 12, 18 months ago you'd have sniffed at that and said, well, we should win there. But it wasn't pretty at all times. But what a goal by Youri Tielemans. Great to see Madders get a tap in and 3 points, moves Leicester the right side of halfway in the table, onwards and upwards. Thanks for everybody for their part in today's show. We'll see you all tomorrow night at 7:30.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.